Before there was light, there was darkness. Before there was chaos. An endless war between the gods and their enemies. A war the gods could not win. Till a champion arose, wielding a weapon of otherworldly power. The war was won, the enemy banished, but the weapon was shattered, its fragments scattered across the new-formed world. Now, thousands of years later, many seek the fragments of that long-lost weapon. Among them, our 5 brave heroes. The druid, troubled by dreams and his own temper. The blacksmith turned warrior in search of revenge. The raider, determined to protect her friends and her growing family. The traveller from a distant land, guardian of those down on their luck. And the girl willing to sell her soul for a taste of adventure. Their hunt will take them to distant and dangerous lands, far beyond the borders of Isfjell.
Everybody can do it.
And that was 1. Yes? Every time. Every time.
I did say, I said 1, and then...
Yeah. Hello, and welcome back to Isfjell. We've got a lot of things coming up this evening, probably. So I won't keep us hanging around too much. We can do any important announcements at the end. So, first of all, welcome back, everyone. And last week we interrogated the demon. The demon escaped. That was slightly unfortunate. And then Aldous and Ira went on a bit of a field trip to meet a local criminal by the name of Colchis, who gave away some information about Ira's family and the fact that a cousin of Ira's family has been acting against her parents and her brothers and has either killed or disappeared most of them. But that cousin has since sailed off to do some trading in the West. And, well, maybe you'll run into them at some point. But the main bombshell of the evening was a visit Chrysara received from a messenger of the King in the Mists, who told her that the King of Winter is not very pleased with her and her interference with the matters of Olwyn and Fey politics, and he is coming for her on the day when his powers are strongest, Midwinter, which is the day after tomorrow, or as we pick up in the morning afterwards, it's tomorrow is Midwinter. The clock is ticking very fast, and, well, Midwinter is coming. What would you like to do?
So I believe Torvald is currently repairing a weapon.
Yes, Torvald's heading out to go repair Chrysara's hammer at the forge.
Wait, I thought we were still doing breakfast at the table? Or are we moved on from that?
I thought
We were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, you were getting ready.
Yeah, Torvald was getting ready to leave to go fix the hammer, and I threw a bunch of my stuff on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Torvald's headed out into the city, and leaving the other 4 of you sat around this breakfast table with the remains of your breakfast pots scattered around you, and these 2 items that Chrysara's laid on the table, which just gives a little reminder of what those are, Chrysara.
The first one was my father's hand axe, so it's an older double-sided axe. It's wooden handle wrapped in leather, burned, little blood stains, dented, all to pieces. And then the other was a gold necklace that was my mother's. So it's just like a little intricate, fancy, exotic Denvala symbol that didn't have time to draw, so I don't know. But it's cool.
Something very cool.
Very, very epically cool. Like,
yes, and what are you intending to do with these?
they're going to get sacrificed.
Okay.
It's
So what's the plan with this sacrifice? Are you doing it this morning, or are you waiting till later in the day? And what is your sacrificial plan?
sounds like it's going to be Chrysara and Aldous shenanigans. I mean, sacrifice ritual.
Yeah. Adair and Ira are welcome to join. Torvald too, but depends on how long it takes for him to fix them all.
Well, last time you had asked about finding a place outside of our
The city.
living quarters to do this.
Yeah.
And Adair offered to journey outside of the fortress, I guess. Is that the proper way to? City?
City?
The walled
City.
city, the encampment, the compound, and see if he could find a place.
Okay, so Adair's heading outside of Yezebin to sort of scout out a suitable sacrificial spot, because it's always best not to perform your sacrifices in your bedroom if you intend to sleep there afterwards. Like it just gets messy. Top tips. So, Adair, are you going alone?
I don't know. Am I going alone? I'm happy to go alone, but it's up to you all. I doubt anyone wants to go with Adair, so yes, I'm going alone.
All right, so you're heading
Nobody
out.
wants me.
Aldous is going to collect materials that are needed for the sacrifice, like, I don't know, a giant, metal bowl, and the types of wood that would needed for a bonfire.
Ira can help Aldous.
Sarah can go with Adair.
I suppose I'm still a little upset with him for releasing the gift I gave him, but I don't want him to be lonely.
I have the other gift with me. I'm actually even
Yeah,
wearing
you-
it. I will even wear
You're
it.
wearing this wonderful wizard's hat.
Because I am a wizard now. We know that. We answered that a couple of sessions ago.
Yes. So Adair and Chrysara are heading out together. You strike quite a curious-looking pair, with Adair in his wizard's hat and Chrysara in her sort of barbarian finery. And are you taking the staff with you?
That never leaves my possession.
And in fact, as we're leaving town, if I can find a place that sells a wizardly-looking staff, I would buy a staff to go along with my hat.
Everyone needs a good staff in their hand.
And price is no object. I want a really good one. So, if it's 30, 40 platinum, it's okay.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a moment. First of all, Torvald, as you head out through the city, looking for a place to repair Chrysara's hammer, you feel this sharp stabbing pain in your heart, as if someone out there somewhere is discussing spending platinum on frivolities.
Oh, there it goes again. Oh.
But you soon hear the sound of the hammers and sort of the smell of hot metal and burning from a forge. It's you see, it looks to be quite a large building. There's a sign out the side that says Rurik's Weapons and Armory, and the second half of the sign, someone's currently busy painting over. Then you see this dwarf up a ladder, just with a paint roller.
Torvald's gonna look
Morning.
over to him. gonna take a deep inhale. Oh, I love the smell of burning metal in the morning, don't you?
Me too. Hang on. Sorry. Can I help you, my friend?
I am looking for a place to repair a hammer.
As in, you want to do the repairs yourself, or you want me to fix it?
I'd be working on it myself. If you'd like to help, I wouldn't complain.
Well, I'm a bit backed up with orders at the moment, but look, I've got a forge at the back you could use. There's someone using it today, so either it depends if you don't mind sharing, or if you can wait till tomorrow, or then you can have it to yourself.
Well, I can't really wait, but I guess I could share.
Well, sure. I mean, shall we say about 5 gold or so just for the fuel and usage,
Well, if I wasn't sharing, that's for sure. 2.5 gold would be fine.
Let's call it an even 3, and no one likes loose change and just rattling around.
You drive a hard bargain. 3's is.
That ain't Rurik, by the way. This is my business.
Dorvald, nice to meet you.
Well, it's just through there, and the other gentleman, he shouldn't get in your way. He's just he said, I think he said he was fixing something for his wife, so he probably might not even be in there all day. But
all right. Well, it's nice meeting you. I better get to work.
And he sort of nods you through to the forge in the back, where there's tools. There is a forge and bellows, and anvil and other blacksmithy accoutrements. It's someone who is probably a proper blacksmith is currently assuming at least for not knowing the correct.
Somebody's fired that forge up. I can hear the in the background.
That will be the aeroplanes.
What?
Hang on. the airships. They're coming back.
Oh, airships.
Flights of high-speed airships across Yezevin. Yeah, I'll close the window in a second. Yeah, you see through the back where, and sort of hammering away on what looks to be a sword that this guy's repairing. Quite a small sword, probably like a large dagger. You see there is a kind of rather plain middle-aged dwarf just hammering away at his. He looks up and just gives you a nod as you enter. And yeah, you have all the tools you need to start work on there.
Torvald will just kind of return the nod, because not wanting to disturb him, and just start getting ready to get stuff taken care of.
We will come back to you in a bit. But meanwhile, Krasara and Adair setting out on your sacrificial spot hunt across the frozen fields around the outside of Yezevin. And what are you looking for?
A large enough area to build a good fire, not burn down everything around it, that is not directly visible from any window in the Queen's domain.
So is it just the castle you're trying not to be seen from? Or sort of anywhere in the city?
Probably not to be seen by anyone.
Alright, then we'll go a little
That
bit
would run
farther
tell on
into the
us.
deep, dark woods.
What? That sounds ominous. We're going to go there. Don't do that.
Alright, so you're looking for woodlands.
Something.
All
I mean,
right.
it doesn't have to be woods. Apparently Aldous is finding wood somewhere to bring out. I was going to try and collect it at the site, but, whatever. I'm good.
Oh no, not all wood, just like maybe some specific wood that might have been ritual.
You got to find the
while
right
she's
wood.
done.
You don't want just any
Quick,
wood. You
while
need
she's
the
gone.
right
No,
wood.
not just any wood.
I'm back. Sorry, close the window. The plane's...
We found 10 million platinum while you were gone.
Oh, that's weird. I forgot I left the cursed gold there.
Fortunately, we picked up the platinum, not the gold. So
You don't even want to start on the cursed platinum. Like it disguises itself to look like platinum, and that's just the start of your troubles. But yeah, so if you go sort of a mile or so outside the city, sort of amongst the fields, you're able to find some sort of scattered clumps of woodland. And one in particular catches your mind, because as you come to the edge of this wooded area, you notice this kind of sunken dell in the centre of it. And someone has cleared an area of ground in the middle of this sunken dell of shielding trees. And sort of this sandy scattered circle in the centre with a few logs arranged out the outside, almost like benches or seats to view whatever was going on in the circle in the centre.
Does this have any significance to me, as it sounds like it might be something I have seen before?
It doesn't really strike you as a druidic-looking site. Like, people have sort of sawn down stumps of trees and pulled things over, and it looks almost like a semi-natural sort of amphitheatre or like area, but it doesn't look particularly druidic to you in terms of how they've treated the area. But yeah, it looks like it would be a fairly well hidden spot and somewhere that you wouldn't risk setting fire to the trees that are shielding you.
What do you think, Chrysara, will this area do? And I say it in my best wizard's voice, trying to hold the staff up as I...
I'm surprised you actually bought that thing. That's actually a very nice staff.
I'm actually
Very
quite skilled in
impressive.
using them. I just find them awkward to carry around.
Not many people walk around with them in their hand, but it's alright.
Where do they
I think-
carry them then?
In their bag. It's where my staff is.
It would cost you, say, 6 gold pieces for a very nice staff.
Done. And actually, I would tip the guy an extra gold piece.
You're alright, my friend. You look a bit pale there.
I just got the feeling that someone got ripped off somewhere.
Aye. Awful feeling.
Aye.
But yeah, you have found a suitable area. If you're happy with this area,
I don't think we'll be
I would
seen.
like... Sorry.
I don't think we'll be seen, do you?
I don't think we'll be seen. I'd like to investigate it a little bit, though, just to make sure there aren't any hidden dangers that are waiting to come out of the ground and swallow up Aldous or something.
alright. So depending on what approach you're taking here, either make an investigation or perception check, depending on whether you're just kind of scanning the area or doing a detailed search for ground.
Since I'm so
Aldous
poor at
swallowers.
perception, I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, let me use my good die.
Famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words. That's a 16.
You don't see any Aldous swallowers. You do see that there is a bit of blood splattered here and there in this sandy area in the centre. And looking around, you see like a bit of a scrap of what seems to be like the broken off tip of a sword or something.
Is the blood fresh? Or
No, it
aged?
looks like it's been
Or-
there for some time. Like
Okay,
it's
l-
like-
more than a week, or
oh, I realised I was muted and you were still answering me. So that's Yeah, it's the stain sort of spread over, like snow's melted on it, and then it looks like it was a while ago, like a week or so, probably. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you get the bit about the end of the sword, or was that
I did.
also
I did
whilst
get
I was
that.
muted?
No, I got the sword part. Rosara, do you see this? And I will point out the sword bit to her.
I'll walk over and pick it up. What do you think this area was used for? I thought they didn't do sacrifices here.
So which part of the sword is it? Is it the tip?
Just the tip.
Okay.
Just the tip.
So I'll just pick up the tip.
I was really not going for the pun, but damn it, we're there now.
I brought that one on myself.
You did. So
Yeah,
as I have the
that
as
was
I have-
entirely on me.
As I have the tip in my hand and I'm examining the tip very closely, what do I notice?
Does it have a taste
it
to
odd
it?
shape?
Does it have a taste to
Is
it or
it
anything?
crooked?
No, it just looks like the end of a rather normal, plain, and quite cheap, shoddily made sword. And it looks like it, you've seen weapons be broken before in fights. Like, it looks like perhaps someone hit it with a better weapon.
So, I mean, the tip looked fine.
I don't think it was anything a sacrifice. I mean, you normally don't see blades broken in sacrifices.
No, so it must have been a fight, but I suppose it's been some time.
Well, do you think your gods will be offended to have your sacrifices made here?
I don't think so. The more blood, the better, I assume.
Well, if only we had a bowl full of blood and ashes, we could really add to the value here then.
Yeah, if we could just walk around and collect blood from people randomly, that would be useful somehow. If you have some epic foreshadowing or something.
You
Bring
could probably
out your
wake up the
blood.
entire earth with that.
Yeah, but you could wake up the entire earth with a bowl of blood. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
I think I've read that in a book somewhere.
It was more like a play.
All right.
Oh, it was a play. I did. I saw it in a play.
DM, I think this place is perfect.
She's muted.
Oh. Sorry. I was trying to work out what the background noise was I could hear. Easily distracted DM. It's a terrible, terrible combination. Yes, so whilst you are off hunting for a site and Torvald is fixing weapons, Aldous and Ira, apart from gathering suitable sacrificial materials, what else are you up to? Anything else you've got to do?
Ira doesn't at all know what to get, so she just kind of readily looks at Aldous and is like, okay, well, another sacrifice again, I guess.
Yes. You follow Lady Luck, yes?
Yes.
Do you know if there's anything she prefers?
No, I just kind of do my best. And I think that's enough for her.
Okay. Well, I think we should have some herbs to throw into a fire. And it would help to have, a big bowl for things to be put in it, since it's not going to be animal sacrifice. So let's go find some of that.
Okay. Sure, big bowl. Herbs. I think we should go to a kitchen.
Yes, that sounds good. Do we want a metal bowl or
A
maybe
wooden bowl, probably, to keep it natural.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's gonna be one of the gods we're going to beseech is a war goddess, and metal is nice for her.
We could do both. Why not?
Yes, okay.
The more balls, the better.
Yes. Bring a choice of bowls.
Let's just bring as many bowls as we can.
Yeah. Are you heading down to the palace kitchens, or?
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, we can go down to the palace kitchen, borrow a large metal serving bowl, I guess, and then
Which herbs do you need?
the aromatic kind, like probably some sage. If they've got any herbs that grow in the wintertime, that would be good.
Sure.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure about this. This is all new to me, so I'm guessing.
That's okay. Your guess is more informed than mine, so whatever works.
Alright, so as you head down to the kitchens, you can see this big open space, like there's fires burning, what looks to be a whole pig on a spit being roasted, and there are sort of hanging up in racks bundles and bundles of herbs. You've got bundles of sage and thyme and quite dried up looking lavender, and there's the servants hurrying back and forth. In the centre of it there is a rather stern matronly looking woman, sort of spoon in hand, sort of busy shouting commands to various people like, more salt in that, taste that again. I don't know what you've done to the soup, but that is not what it should taste like. Lady, can I help you?
Yes, we've come for some supplies. We need some herbs, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
You want
Lavender
parsley
maybe
as well?
would be nice too.
No parsley.
No?
Mm-mm.
Ah. Well. Because I got a friend who's making a shirt. And they're always asking after those herbs for some bizarre reason. Look, yeah, help yourself to the herbs.
Do you have like a large metal serving bowl or platter?
I do. What do you need it for?
Ira will start grabbing small pieces of literally any herb that's in the kitchen that she has access to, because she doesn't know which is which.
That's just carrot leaves.
That sounds fun. Should grab it.
We are making something, and we need something to mix it in.
You know what? For the hell of it, make me a deception check here, because I don't think we're making a cake and we're making a sacrifice to the gods are at all synonymous.
Hey, we
didn't say cake, yeah. Yeah.
But most cakes properly done, a cake is heaven sent, so therefore, can she get advantage on that?
No.
Well, I rolled a 13, but I have a +4, so that's a 17.
So, okay. Oh yeah. Hang on. Comes back with this big copper mixing bowl, like a proper, like this. I mean, this is a palace kitchen. They cook feasts for a lot of people. Sort of holds out this large copper mixing bowl towards you and goes, "Will that do?"
Beautiful. And then can we have a smaller wooden one as well, please?
There you go.
Thank you.
Well, good luck with whatever you're making. If you need any flour or anything, just and
we actually have some of the other supplies we need already. This was just some of the last minute stuff. Thank you.
I think I've grabbed quite literally everything. Are we ready?
Yes. Here, put it in the wooden bowl.
Sure. She'll dump just
Alright.
a bunch of different leaves and stuff.
Alright, so you found your site, you've gathered your leaves and your bowls.
Okay.
What next? I mean, it's still only morning. It depends what time of day you want to perform this sacrifice.
Wait, so remind me, we're trying to appease all of the gods?
We are trying to. We are seeking advice and maybe some strength from specific gods pertaining to what's going to happen. I'm assuming we're walking through the castle at the moment. Okay. So I was thinking of beseeching Lady Luck, Stormbringer, and Snow Maiden because, well, I think all three of them are most important to what we're trying to prevent. I don't even know.
Okay, well, can I do a religion check on everything I know about Lady Luck?
Yes, yes, you can. Are you trying to see what you think would please her, or what you think she would like to do in this?
Yes,
situation?
What would be pleasing to her? Awesome, 16.
Okay, so you know that, amongst other things, she is a goddess of trade and of merchants. Her symbol being, a gold coin. She is very fond of sacrifices of wealth and value rather than necessarily blood. Like, she likes gold and shiny things, and in terms of what you know about her religion, the more it's worth, the more she likes it.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's...
Well, in that case, should I be doing a religion or something search for the rest of the gods I'm thinking of summoning? Or requesting aid from?
You can if you want to.
Yes, I only focused on my god, so...
Yeah, so which ones you're thinking at? Stormbringer and Snow Maiden?
Yes, those two. So should I do a separate roll for each of them?
Just do a joint roll, we'll see.
That's a 7.
I mean, you know enough from your childhood to know that sacrifices to Stormbringer are usually thrown in lakes or the sea. She is primarily the goddess of water and tempest and sailing.
And war, too.
And war as well, yes, but more in the aspect of raiding. The fact that war and ships and sailing go hand in hand in Isfjell. Whereas Snow Maiden is considered one of the hardest gods to please, but sacrifices to her were often traditionally sort of left out in the snow. But as to what they prefer as sacrifice, everyone seems to just go for default to goat.
You're muted.
Oh, I was gonna say everyone it keeps muting itself. I swear it's not me. Or it might be. It's Tam just muting me. He's using his powers against me.
No, I'm muting myself as I'm trying to say I don't think you're muting. I'm seeing internet glitches. So I think when a plane goes over, every once in a while your internet glitches. So I don't know what it is, but it's kind of funny.
Stop the flights! Stop the flights!
Don't come here!
Delay them! We have a game going on.
Yeah. Yes. As to what they prefer, people tend to go for goats a lot of the time, as far as you can remember. But yeah, you gathered up what you need, and depending on what time you want to do this sacrifice, you've got some time before it if you want to do any other bits and bobs. But I'll give you a moment to think about that as we just hop over to the forge and see what Torvald's up to. So, Torvald, you're looking down at this kind of warped looking hammer. You can see where the shape's been deformed as the fire elemental and the Dare's wizardry combined to sort of twist this maul into a rather ineffectual shape. It looks quite unbalanced. You can also see that it already feels warm, even though you've not got near the forge yet. You can feel the hammer itself is heated from within. And as you touch it, you can almost hear that gleeful presence, just a whisper in the back of your mind, just going, "Can I bend things?"
Soon, my friend, soon.
Fire!
So Torvald will take the hammer and kind of put it into the forge to start heating it up, and kind of be mindful of how it reacts.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it sort of start to glow, but it seems to be stable for now, as far as you can tell. And I'm going to say that if you take your time about it and spend the whole day very carefully focused on fixing this, I'm not actually going to make you make a roll for fixing it, because it's a fairly, straightforward task for someone experienced. Even though it's got a fire elemental in it, it's just, taking some of the dints and warped shape out of it, and you're a competent smith. But if you want to try and do it faster or rush the job, then I will ask for a roll. So it's up to you there. Safe and slow, or quick and risky?
Torvald will be wise and take his time. Slow and steady wins the race.
Alright, so that's sort of essentially the rest of your day taken up. So as you're sort of setting to work on this, the other dwarf in the forge sort of looks over and goes, "That's a curious hammer you got there."
Aye, it's got a fire elemental in it. Quite unique.
Oh, so you don't see many of those around here, no? Oh.
I know why now. You can see how warped it is.
Yeah. Working with elementals, it's always a bit risky. But if you can master the art of working with fire in its true wild form, then it's an important step for a smith, that is.
Do you have experience in the matter?
Well, no, just things I've heard. He sort of holds up this short sword he's working on, and just you're not from round here, are you?
No. I'm from Isfjell.
Well, you've come a long way.
Aye, it's been quite the journey.
I suspect you've got a way to go yet. But, well... That hammer looks a bit big for you. It's not yours, is it?
No. This one here is mine, and it'll take out his not hit the magical one, but the one that he made himself. The one that he's been using.
That's a fine axe. Never been partial to the axe myself. Not a man of war, you see. That's my brothers. They, head off to war and all that. I figured long ago that fixing things is more my style than breaking them.
Aye, that's what I thought too. And then my forge was attacked, and I wasn't able to defend myself, and lots of people close to me. Well, I'm sure you can fill in the rest.
Aye. Well, and once you can defend yourself, once the battle's done, would you go back to your forge, or?
Well, that was the plan, but we've had some developments, you could say, and I've got to do a bit more work to make sure my home is safe.
That's the most important thing, really.
I wished it had ended at that when I slaughtered all of them when they tried to attack again, but it was just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, just be careful, like, one battle leads to the next. It's the way it goes. It's this saying. No, I can't remember the saying. I'm not much one for words, me. But you should have the forge to yourself now. I think that it's pretty much the best be going though. The wife will be wondering where I've gone.
I treat her well and protect her.
Well, it's more protect her from myself. She's the love of my life, but sometimes I swear she's a disaster. But you got Mrs. Torvald waiting back home?
No, I don't.
Well, that's a shame. But right, well, I best be getting on my way. Good luck with everything, and mind how you go with the giants. They can be tricksy at times. And he heads off out.
Torvald will, before he goes back to work on the hammer, he's gonna kind of hang his head a little bit. He's gonna reach into his bag, and he pulls out this gold ring with 2 diamonds on it. And he's just gonna kind of like stare at it and
Mrs. Torvald.
and then he's just gonna like shake his head and put it away and get back to work.
Alright. So, Actaea and Cressara, once you have discovered a suitable ritual site, did you have anything else to do other than, head back and find the herb stealers?
Silence is golden.
So, just it makes every time I agree to it, I look down and check, like, am I muted?
No, this time it was my fault as I'm thinking.
No, it's alright. I need to give like a countdown warning of coming back to you in 5, 4, 3. And now we're live from Cressara and Actaea in our field studio.
Outstanding in their field, yes.
Yes.
I guess we found.
What's the weather looking?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, no, I'll stop my weather forecast joke.
Oh, I'm good
At
with
least
it.
it's pretty sunny out right now.
Do you need a weather forecast? I will cast Druidcraft to determine what the weather is going to be for the next 24 hours in this location.
Oh, well, you're getting lovely, fairly warm sunshine for the next about... Oh, what time is it now? Probably about the next 19 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly a massive cold snap blowing in.
I'll turn to
About
Cressara.
dawn tomorrow.
I'll turn to Cressara and say, winter is coming. Is that what you were looking for? Did we get it?
I thought it was Midwinter.
I don't know these things. I'm just a lowly wizard. I need a druid for that kind of information.
Too bad we can't find a good one.
Anyway, if the area looks good
cold
enough,
snap.
if the area looks good enough, I think we'll just head back. We know where it's at. We'll head back to find our people. And are you keeping the sword tip, or are you done with it at this point? Are you still playing with the tip, or are you done with it?
greatest regrets, that brief
the dog.
moment of background flavour is my greatest regret of this session.
One of these days, she's gonna use this as a thing that's coming to attack us.
Suddenly, dogs.
We've been attacked by mechanical dogs, so maybe they're just haunting us.
It's my rat. It's Skitters.
You can bring it. You can bring it. I'm going to murder that dog. Anyway. If anybody wants a free dog, thank you.
You ain't giving that dog away.
If anybody wants a free dog.
No dogs were harmed in the making of this show.
Hey Tiss, at least he had a shirt on.
The dog had a shirt
Alright.
on?
Alright, anyway, so
I guess I'm done with the tip. I mean, if it doesn't look or taste weird, I'm just going to like lick the tip and then throw it away.
and that's 100 more hit points. So yes, you head back to the castle, find Ira and Aldous with this wooden bowl of herbs and this massive big mixing dish. And by now it's about, well, it's about midday. It depends if you want to sacrifice now or sacrifice later.
Should we wait for Torvald to get back, or are you wanting to do this now? I mean, how anxious are the gods for your sacrifice?
Well, we were actually hoping to get a couple more items, I think. From the apothecary.
Yes, we need to get something that feels more like home. Some evergreen, maybe, and some holly.
Wintry things.
Winter, yes, exactly, wintry things.
DM, did I see?
Yes.
Did I happen to see any of that on the way?
Yes, there were a couple of evergreen trees out sort of in that cluster of woodland. A couple of holly bushes, some ivy.
We saw those things on the way back from the area we found, so we can grab those on the path
Okay.
if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully you don't need like a sword tip or anything, because
No, not at
we're
all.
fresh out of those.
No, I'm good with a knife.
Okay.
Does everybody
I-
have small clothes?
Have what?
Clothes?
What?
Small
It's
clothes?
that or nude.
Oh,
You
I'll
did
just get
say you
naked.
said small clothes, and we're all like,
I wear a large. In Barbarian, I can't wear small.
Underwear.
What's that?
Oh no.
Clothing
Oh,
you
no.
wear under your clothes
Oh
and
no.
armor.
Team Commando over there.
I guess we'll be naked then.
Oh, okay.
Commando, the Barbarian.
That would be Barbarian, wouldn't it?
Sarah, which
I
do you
sense a
think is
thing.
better? Closer to dusk or still daylight?
Well, if we're gonna be completely naked, we should probably wait until dusk, or charge.
It's perfectly natural. I don't know what you're all so uptight about.
All right, so we're going to wait till almost sunset to head out. And then we'll do everything then. That gives us time for Torvald to come back, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, so as the sun sets behind the sort of hills to the west, that's the direction the sun sets. And Torvald, you've just finished up sort of fixing this hammer back to its, normal, just average smallness. Like it is no longer considered a -1 maul. This is now just a standard maul. But yeah, you've finished up. Rurik is just sort of locking up, pulling down the shutters in his shop. Oh, sir. All done?
Aye, finally.
Aye, well. Come back if you ever need any more repairs doing, or if you need to buy anything. I do also sell things, but and if you can point at some more trade my way, my last sponsorship deal kind of fell through, and things have got business has taken a downturn recently.
All
And,
right.
Yeah.
We'll
Always be
keep you in
careful.
mind.
Yes, yes. And if you know anyone who's out and about and looking to be famous or knows how to get in with the Queen or anything, I'm always looking for a deal. But anyway, it was good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Stay safe.
Well, easier said than done.
But all right, are you heading back to the castle?
Yes.
Okay. So as Torvald arrives back at sort of your group's suite in the keep of the castle, you find the others. Well, how would you have spent your afternoon of sort of relaxation and preparation?
I would have made sure that I had a full 2 water skins, one specifically for filling the copper bowl.
If we're going to be naked, I'm exfoliating, and I will go in the bathroom and disappear for hours.
Oh yeah, I guess baths would be.
Yeah, if we're presenting ourselves, then I'm going to try to look as best as possible.
Yeah,
I was
that would
very not
probably
comfortable
be-
with being in the nude.
that would be something I guess everybody should do. A cleansing before summoning the gods.
Well, you all get 15 minutes and I get 3 hours. See you later.
DM, I'm going to text you with a side project I would like to work on.
Okay. But essentially, Torvald, you return to find I think it's a Viking pamper session in order. You got to get yourselves looking good for the gods.
Oh, you realize we're going to war, right?
It's not immediate, but you also realize this is what normally happens before a big fight.
Well, I'm sorry if I spent the whole day trying to fix Cressara's weapon so she's not useless.
I liked you right up until you opened your mouth.
Well,
You still have here. You can take a 10-minute bath. There's water over there.
Wait, no, not him. First, you know how many germs are in that beard?
We've already cleaned ourselves.
Am I already? I did?
Yes.
Did you bathe me while I was asleep?
Yes.
I am for convenience of everyone. I am not going to make any puns or jokes. I'm just shutting up.
I love when break comes early.
Moving on.
I hope you didn't miss anywhere. Yeah, Torvald, you can go bathe.
all right.
Torvald will, before he goes, he's gonna pull out the maul.
Ugh. Here you go.
Thank you. I pick it up like it's nothing, and I'll swing it around and check it out, and it looks amazing. Thank you. I'll tap on it and ask him, Primordial Fire, you still kicking?
Hey! Can I burn things?
We're about to burn. You want to burn a Winter King?
Yes! I
You
don't
wanna
know what one is, but yes!
Who's a good little fire elemental? You want to destroy an entire kingdom? Do you want to destroy an entire kingdom? Oh my god!
Yes! Yes!
I'll scratch them all. Oh my god!
Yes! Yes!
I'll scratch them all. I think we're
It
about
feels
ready.
very satisfied. So, yeah, preparations have been made. You hear a slight from Adair's room. Sound of a startled rat.
Should we be concerned about that, or I didn't say love badger?
Maybe he did.
There it goes.
I don't know. That's up to him.
But,
Yeah.
but yes, the time has come. The sun has set. You are all cleansed. You have your herbs. So, you just... Are you getting, I'm going to say, changed for the sacrifice? Out at the sacrifice site?
Yes. We are not walking nude through the city.
Adair comes walking out with his staff and his wizard hat on.
Does he have anything else on?
Are we ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
I am ready.
So, you head out, out one of the gates of the city. The guard at the gate, because it is night, they've shut the city gates, lets you out no problem, but sort of gives you a slightly sort of odd look. Like, as you head out, veering out across the fields to this sheltered dell, and this sandy central area, surrounded by sort of dense trees and holly bushes. Eldest, you're able to gather what you need along the way in terms of missing herbs and leaves. And you arrive at your sacrificial site. So now, I will leave it in your hands what exactly you're doing here.
Okay. Aldous will start building up a small bonfire, small-ish, and get that lit, and then she's going to strip down to her. Yes. But
Are we under the assumption that we already got the holly and evergreen on the way here, or do we still need to collect that? Okay, great.
Okay. Aldous starts stripping out of her clothing, and she's like, everybody, let's go.
My favorite part of the rituals, then. I'll start taking everything off.
Someone always has to make the rituals weird.
Yeah, Torvald, why? Why make it weird?
Torvald's already stripped.
I guess Adair will take his hat off.
Ira will take her clothes off.
I mean, bear in mind that for starters, it is night, and it is the day before Midwinter. There is still snow on the ground.
That's why Aldous built the fire first.
Smart thinking. Yes, it is quite nippy out. But yeah, you've got your fire burning. You are adequately dressed.
Ira brought a blanket and is like holding it in front of her. Like, Aldous, is this okay?
For now, yes. And Aldous is going to set up the bowls next to the fire, and in the copper bowl, she'll put one of the full water skins and pour it into the bowl, so it's the water for Tempest.
Be careful. There was a broken sword here, so there might be other metal pieces. Be careful where you step.
Well, there's always a little bit of blood in a sacrifice.
Well,
And
We've approached
But-
this with such good humor, I'm afraid that the gods may be angry and punish us.
But when they see how buff we are, they can't help but be impressed. We fight for them.
Aldous is going to take the evergreen and the holly and throw it onto the bonfire, and 2 handfuls of the herbs that we got from the kitchen, and throw that also onto the bonfire. And then she's going to pull out her knife and stab her thumb and put some blood into the rest of the herbs that are in the bowl. And she's going to walk around to everyone, offering them the knife. If they choose to, they do. If not, they don't.
Yep, I will.
Ira will. And she'll also put in 5 gold pieces, or hand them to Aldous to put in the other offerings.
She'll hold them separate from the herbs for now.
Perfect.
Torvald's gonna take out his axe and use that instead.
Hmm.
And just like slice his hand.
Adair will take it and take one of the strands of his hair that has the bead in it and cut it off and put it in.
Thank you. All right. Chris, Sarah, come stand over here. Ira, since you're giving this for it, come stand next to us as well.
Right.
And so I'm going to go up to the wooden bowl. It's significantly smaller.
Yeah, you asked for a smaller one, so it's just this little.
Okay.
wooden
Will
bowl.
it float in the water?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to set the I'm actually going to give the coins back to Ira. Hold on to those for just a moment.
Sure.
Lady Luck, Stormbringer, and Snow Maiden, we beseech thee to listen and guide us in our difficulties upcoming. Please accept these items which we will be sacrificing in your honor, to accept and to grant us the guidance that we request. And then I'll motion for Ira to put in her gold, and I'll turn to Chrisara. Her axe is too big, but she can put the locket in.
I'll put the necklace in.
Your axe.
Yeah, and I'll pick it up and I'll hand it.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to sacrifice that is of import to this?
I suppose I have one more thing that I could sacrifice that would potentially help, since it has huge, significant value. We could just throw Torvald in, and I will go pick up my maul and bring it back, and I will take the red ribbon off of my maul that has been there this whole time. Are you sure we don't want to just sacrifice Adair? You got any badgers? And I will hold out my red ribbon.
I'll hold out the bowl that she can put it in.
I'll put it in.
Lady Luck, please accept this gold in sacrifice. Snow Maiden, please accept the ribbon in sacrifice. and Storebringer, and as she says this, she takes the handle of the axe to mix the herbs, the blood, and the items. Please accept this axe in sacrifice. She'll set the bowl into the water. She'll flip the axe so she's holding it by the head and stick it into the fire for it to catch. And then she'll take it and stick it into the bowl of herbs until it catches fire. And then she'll stick the axe into the water, blade down, so that it can burn as it needs until it gets into the water. Chrysara,
Yes.
it's up to you now. Speak what you need to speak to the gods.
Okay. And I'll walk forward and I'll kneel beside or in front of where everything is burning. Alright. Well, I sacrifice these items, which are most precious to me, to call upon your aid, Lady Luck, Snow Maiden, and Stormbringer. I beseech you for your aid in this upcoming trial that I face. I really need your help destroying this Winter King in your honor. The necklace is of significant importance because it was my mother's. The axe was my father, and he went on great many raids and slew a great many of our enemies in your honor. And Snow Maiden, I hope you accept the ribbon of my daughter so that I can rescue her. It's the only thing that I have of her. We really, really need your aid. Please, bestow upon us your divine blessing.
Okay, so, Chrysara, what I would like you to do here is I want you to make me a religion check if you've got religion with, but using charisma rather than intelligence, because this is you sort of calling out. You do have advantage on this because it's essentially Aldous is helping you here. And you can watch as the flames up from these herbs, some of them burning quite fast as flames crackle across the leaves. And it's this smell that is almost pleasant but not quite.
Okay, that's a 17.
Okay. So the flames rising up, the smoke starting to billow. And for a while, just silence hangs over the glade. Nothing seems to happen. And then you feel a little... The first thing you feel is strange. You feel this little shudder in the ground beneath your feet. It's sort of a slight unsettledness, and you watch the trees just waver a little. And then the temperature starts to drop. You can feel it. It's not quite now the warm night that was promised before in the weather forecast. You feel that a few flakes of snow drifting down. And then the trees whip back and forth as the wind changes direction. It's now blowing in from the east. You can sort of hear the wind whispering through the trees. And Ira, you can almost hear for a moment the snatch of a voice on the wind going, I really can't believe people could be so easily convinced to take their clothes off and dance around in the snow. Maybe next time I should say they need to wear hats.
Wait, only Ira can hear that?
Ira, you just hear that whisper, yeah.
Ira's mad about that. Unhappy. Not content. But won't say anything.
Unhappy. Unhappy.
The snow is coming faster now, and this flurry of snow sort of seems to twist and turn in front of you. And slowly it forms into a figure. And it's kind of hazy in the darkness, in the snowfall. But you can see the figure of a woman forming.
All of us can see it.
All of you.
I am going to kneel onto the snowy sand and bowing.
And Adair, there's something familiar about her. As you see this pale form of a woman stepping forward out of the snowfall.
Do I feel this cold hand on my forehead in memory?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You feel the memory of the last time you met.
How far away is she?
She's probably only standing about, 20 feet or so away.
Okay.
No. Seems to have come from nowhere. Who goes? You call upon the gods to fight your battles now, do you?
Not to fight our battles, but for guidance.
Is it guidance you seek, or assistance?
Distance.
Assistance. It is a foolish warrior that challenges the Fae. But a brave one. And bravery should be rewarded. I would have preferred a little more blood in the sacrifice.
I still have the knife in my hand, so I will slice my hand open more and pour it into the ground in front of me.
I'll hold my hand out. She can cut mine too.
You go into battle against a fragment of winter itself. And I may be the queen of the snow and the ice, but there's little I can do against fragments of winter. They may not be gods as we are gods, but they are kin. But for a few parts of history, they may have stood in gods in our place. But come forth, you, child of the flame.
I will stand up and walk before her.
And she holds out her hand towards you and raises and places it on your forehead. And you feel this shooting pain through your skin. It's sort of the coldest thing you've ever touched, just sort of burning sort of through you. And she takes her hand away, and you see this red handprint on your forehead. Same as the one Adair had back up on the bitter ice. She goes, there. Till sunset tomorrow, my protection lies upon you. You. The maiden so diligent in her offerings.
I'll lay the knife. I lay the knife in the snow, in the blood, and I'll stand and walk forward.
And she raises her hand. I place my protection upon you also. Looks, little fighter.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Do you wish for my protection also?
Sure. Any protection is nice.
She raises her hand. There's a certain sort of hesitation in the way she does it, and he goes, it's like
Ira has like stars in her eyes. She's never interacted with someone like this before.
you, worshipper of the Thunderer.
Aye.
I offer my protection to you also, if you wish it.
I'd be honored.
She adds to the handprint collection and bends down to Torvald on the forehead, and she goes, he is a bold god and rewards boldness, but he is a fool at times. But like me, he does share a taste for blood, should you wish to call upon him. Seek somewhere where blood is shed in his honour, and in battle.
Aye, I know.
And
He
you.
doesn't care much for goats.
No. You will not set the Thunderer with goats alone. And you, we meet again.
It's good to see you again.
Have you revised your opinion on gods yet? Do we exist?
You exist, and you are very powerful. I still question on the gods.
We fought a battle long and hard to earn ourselves that title.
And I respect you for that. But it doesn't mean I have to believe in the gods.
Well, do you believe in us enough to accept this gift of protection?
I will accept any gift from you.
So careful with your words. One would almost think you were Fae yourself.
I've heard that before recently.
She places her hand on your forehead, and you feel that same familiar cold pain shoot through.
I know you have a very warm heart.
And you see a slight smile across her lips. And she sort of steps back and goes, I cannot promise you would win the fight to come. But I do hope that if you lose, you will, well, lose with honour. And, as I am sworn to pass on from a certain other member of our kin, that you do so in an entertaining manner.
So to clarify, if we're victorious, we claim victory in the name of the gods. If we're defeated, do we claim the defeat in the name of the gods as well?
If you still live, yes. It is all a sacrifice, whether it be the sacrifice of your enemies or of yourselves. The crows will feast on the bones all the same. And she sort of step backwards, and you watch as her form sort of flakes away into a flurry of snow.
Thank you.
And then she's gone. And the earth rumbles again. And Adair, you feel this strange prickling, unsettling feeling at the back of your neck. Like
Did anyone else feel
something,
that?
this presence watching you. But the snowfall stops and the night is clear once more. No, only Adair felt that. The rest of you felt the earth shake, but you didn't feel the presence. This unsettling feeling of being watched.
And I tell... You said prickling on my neck. Do I feel like I'm being watched from all around or specifically behind me?
It doesn't feel like it's behind you. Just, if anything, it's this all-encompassing sort of feeling of something is aware of you.
Okay.
Not necessarily you specifically, but of what you're doing there. Something is aware.
Okay.
And the earth shudders one last time and falls still. And for the sake of clarity, you all currently, until the end of tomorrow, have resistance to cold damage.
Does Krasara have double resistance to cold
I have
damage?
just.
I was
about
saying
to
this
say,
is
do
my
I have
this is my
double?
second time. Do I get immunity now?
Because of my tundra. My tundra soul.
I'll say you can halve and halve again. Yes, I'll let that.
It's 1/4 for those counting,
Yes.
in case you don't want to do multiple maths.
Halve and halve again is how else do you work out quarters?
Um,
Now wait a minute. Does that math work out? Because otherwise, is the Earth really flat? 'Cause now I'm confused. We got into that advanced math stuff again. I'm just...
advanced math. Divide by
mean,
2
we
and then
know
divide by
crabs
2, or
can't
just
count.
divide by 4.
You've not checked if the Earth's flat here yet. You very well might be.
We could, though.
You could, yeah. You just keep sailing and then you have a horrible shock one day.
Our ship can fly, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we
it doesn't
can go find
matter.
out.
You can
It's
just go
still
up
a
in
shock.
the air and see.
Still a shock when you look down and go,
Hey, that's
But
what happened.
yeah.
That settles that.
That's how they found out the Earth was flat.
There you go.
But yes, your sacrifices are complete. The stillness of the night returns.
Well,
Okay.
that went well.
It was crazy, guys. I don't know about you guys. I'm a little overwhelmed.
I start shaking, but that's not from the cold. It's from like nerves because I wasn't expecting it to work very well. I start cleaning up.
Yeah. It also is very cold still to
Yes,
to
Ira immediately
precise,
puts on her clothes.
Daryl put his hat back on.
Yeah. Aldous will put on her clothes and then clean up. Yeah, she's cold.
I would like to collect some of the ash and a little bit of charcoal from the fire where the sacrifice was done.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Did the gold pieces and the
They're-
necklace melt? Are they gone?
There's no trace of them in the ashes. They've gone.
Axe 2.
The axe is gone. The sacrifices are gone.
Melted.
No takesies backsies.
All melted away. you can't get a refund on your sacrifice.
I did this sacrifice to the gods, and all I got was a handprint.
You got one of those like coins on the string, like throw it into the arcade
Pull
machine. Got my credits and got my blessing, and I'm out.
All right. So are you heading back to the castle that night, or?
Orvald's gonna hang back for a minute.
Actually, that's a question. Do we want to wait here or do we want to go back to the castle until morning?
It's very
Please.
cold out here. Castle would be nice.
I don't think we should spend the night here, but
When is he supposed to come?
Yeah.
What time of
Should be
night
2
is
days,
it now?
right? It's not tomorrow, but the next day.
It is. I believe it's tomorrow now.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Because I thought like today is the day that Torvald fixed the hammer.
Yes.
Oh no.
We
No,
went
you're
out that
right.
evening.
You've got another day. I forgot about. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's like a day. And then
Okay.
Maybe
the
he.
next day.
Somewhere out there, the Winter King looks at Callan and go, "Oh, I've got my Sorry, just everyone go back, unpack. We've got an extra day.
As
That
long
was a
as-
good drill. Everyone assembled in good time. Go back and we'll try it again tomorrow.
As long as the Snow Maiden's blessing lasts until
Until-
he shows up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she'll give you an extra hour, an extra day on it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's for 48 hours rather than 24.
Yes, 48 hours. That would be really unfortunate.
God, that would be so bad.
So yes, you have a whole extra day that I had forgotten about the existence of. I
Bonus day.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Well, in that case, we should rest tonight and then probably leave the city in the morning so that this fight doesn't happen in this city.
Oh, agreed.
But the land isn't it toxic to them? Do we not want to fight here somewhere? We don't want him to
We
have
don't
an
have to be
advantage.
in the city to do it.
Outside the walls. Somewhere.
Okay. So yeah, you.
Was it the whole of Tilafen that was toxic, or was it just the city that was toxic?
The whole of Tilafen.
Okay.
This land is cursed. Or poisoned, depending on the semantics.
Okay.
Good enough.
Yes. So you head back to the castle to
I use
Yeah.
the water, if it's still in the bowl, to put out the bonfire, as well as the second water skin.
yes. You should always when camping. You should always ensure your campfires are properly out before leaving them unattended.
Torvald's gonna hang back and stop you from putting the fire out.
Oh. Okay. You'll put the fire out then?
Yeah, just want to have a word with Thunder.
Okay, I will leave these here. I'll take the little wooden bowl though. And then I leave.
I'll catch up to you. Maybe.
Short little legs. Dwarf legs.
Go slow.
Okay.
I will pick up my maul and follow Aldous. And my clothes and the rest of my stuff.
Do you want me to
I-
wait around for you, Torvald?
Why don't you stand over there, and if anyone comes to bother me, you say, "You shall not pass." How about that?
I can do that.
All right.
Okay, so Torvald, it's just you and this smoldering offering fire now.
So Torvald's gonna take out his axe, and it's got blood on the blade from slicing his hand, and then he's holding it with the hand, then he sliced it, so there's blood on the sheath and everything, or on the handle, and he's gonna kind of take his hand and he's going to pull the spirit out of the weapon. So you see this, floating axe, ethereal looking axe with lightning sparking all over it. And then he's gonna take it and he's going to direct it over to the hammer that he now has hanging on his belt.
All right, friend. It's time. I know the new vessel doesn't look like you yet, but we'll fix that soon. It's time to move on.
And he's going to take the spirit and he's going to push it towards the hammer as it fuses with it and goes into the other hammer. And then he's going to take the axe and he's going to say,
Thunderer, I call upon your aid. I give you my axe.
and he's going to throw the axe into the fire.
I created this to slay my foes and protect my home. And now the enemies have become more and more powerful. And we need your assistance. I will spill blood on the battlefield and call for your aid. But I thought that I would give you this as a token of my gratitude for everything you've done for me so far.
And he's just gonna kind of stare into the fire and just watch as the fire like engulfs his axe.
And as the fire engulfs this axe, you hear off in the distance, off in the west, this rumble of thunder out in the sky, and this brief flash of lightning in what had otherwise been a clear night only moments before. And you get a sense of approval out there. And I'm going to ask you to actually do the same thing that Krasara did. Make me a religion check sadly using charisma here. I'm calling this the trying to be friends with the gods check.
Be friends with the gods. Okay, charisma's not going to help me at all.
Yeah.
But it's religion.
Is it advantage too, or?
No, you're just you on your own here.
All right. That's going to be a 7.
You still get the sense that, sense of someone out there approves and they're going to be very proud of you. But that's, gods help those that help themselves.
Torvald will just kind of watch and make sure that it's been consumed. And when enough time has passed, he'll douse the fire and make sure it's not going to set the world on fire.
That seems good. Alright. So,
actually, would I know if there's any potential for it setting anything on fire?
I mean, it looks fairly safe. It's not near the trees.
When you're done, I'll turn around with Druidcraft and snuffed it out anyway, so it's gone. How's that? We'll make sure. It's the forest after all. And I can turn into Smokey Bear and do it if you'd like.
But yes, the fire is out.
Is there anything left of his axe blade? I'm just curious now.
No, it's gone.
Cool.
So yeah, you head on back to the castle to get
Don't
a
forget
night.
the bowl.
Yes, not forgetting the giant kitchen roll. Head back to the castle. You've got, a good night's rest and a whole extra bonus day before Midwinter is due to arrive. And essentially, did you have anything you wanted to do with that night and that day? In particular, other than...
When we get back, I'd like to speak to Ira for a moment.
Okay.
Ira, can I see Skittles for a moment?
Oh yes, of course.
Isn't it Skitters?
It's
Skitters.
Skitters.
Skittles. I'm not going to eat him.
Taste the rainbow.
Yes, you can. Do you hear scratching noises? Just around the room? Do you hear them?
No.
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure where he is then. Do you remember where we put him?
Oh, he was under my hat. I picked my hat up. DM, can we find him? I think I lost. I lost Skitters.
I was gonna do.
I'm gonna say, make me investigation check, Ira.
No, me too.
I should get disadvantage because I'm helping.
Disadvantage for real.
You can, if Aida's helping, you can have advantage. If he's hindering, you can have disadvantage.
My intent is to help.
Did you say investigation or perception? Sorry.
Investigation.
what I'm worse at.
He couldn't have gone far. He
Excellent.
just runs in circles. He's got to
I
be
have
here
advantage,
somewhere.
correct?
Cindy might be playing with him.
12.
Good boy.
You find this little sort of skittering marks on the floor, sort of this circle worn in the floorboards, where this mouse has been running around in circles. But Skitter's gone, and you look around, and then you hear this noise from the corner. You see Sindri, sort of you see this little mouse is a generous term. This mechanical thing skittering around in a circle, and Sindri just going, catching it, dropping it, letting it run around in circles again, and looking at it with just fascination.
Sindri? Sindri?
I think I have one charge left in the hat for today, so
Oh,
I'm going
yes,
to say
please, that's
Love
what I was
Badger and go, Sindri!
And you hold out this new, fresh, wriggling rat, and Sindri lets go of the boring mechanical rat to
And I will let her have
play with
it
a new
and-
toy. But this looks fine.
Here's Skitters. Pick Skitters up and he just...
And I will reach into my pouch and pull out and start putting this skin that I have made to make him look more like a real rat. And
Oh.
don't ask me where I got the skin from.
This
And
is,
hand you back your now covered mechanical rat.
this is lovely. Thank you. He improves every day.
Well, I was just trying to be nice. I thought you might like it.
I love it.
I appreciate you saving my life in the fortress. And I wanted to do
Oh.
what little I could here to say thank you.
I didn't save your life. I feel like much rather you saved mine. I just kind of bumbled my way through, don't you think?
Well, when we crashed into the ground, you did keep me from taking more than that minuscule amount of injury. It could have been much worse.
Well, happy to help. I've been appreciating your company a lot, Adair.
You're
I
a
feel
good
like we
friend.
started off on kind of the wrong foot, considering you showed up in town blathering about the end of the world, but turns out you were correct. So
It's tough being right, and I do have. I'm not a very charismatic
right.
person. So. I do have I'm not a very charismatic person. I know that, and it's hard to make friends. So I value those that I have.
well, you have plenty of enough charisma to keep me around.
And with that, I'll let her play with her now for Skittles.
Yes,
Skittles.
that's what I'll do.
Skittles.
I
I'm gonna
put
keep
it
saying
back on the
Skittles.
ground.
I don't know why I can't stop saying Skittles.
That's
but,
okay.
it's
That's
in
your
my head.
nickname for him.
That's it. It's Skittles now.
Maybe I'll work on with that new skin enhancement. I'll probably continue to try to mess with it and see if there's anything I can do to improve his abilities, rather than just go in circles.
Okay, I'm gonna say, make me. You don't have any. We established you didn't have any tinkering tools or anything, did you?
No, not yet.
No. So just make me a sleight of hand for now. I'll work out what it should be later. If you have sleight of hand, if not, it's just dexterity.
Oh, I accidentally rolled it digitally, but there's 16.
Okay. Yeah. You. What are you trying to improve about? I mean, if you want him to no longer just run in circles, you can.
Maybe just be able to change directions every now and then.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So now Skitters, he runs in a circle for a bit, changes directions, runs in a circle.
So it runs in circles, it stops, and then it goes the other way.
No, it'll run it. If you ever seen those like wind up clockwork toys that go forwards and then sideways and then sort of
Perfect.
round in a circle for a
Alright.
bit and then fall off a table.
Yep, that's what he is now.
Essentially, that's where you're at now. Losing him will be a lot easier.
Fantastic. That was the goal.
But yes, as everyone heads to get to a good night's sleep, I think that might be actually a fairly good point to take a break. Mostly because I've run out of water. So we will see you back here in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. We're
Go.
live.
Okay, we're back. So, after a relatively uneventful night, you've got a day to do any final sort of, well, preparations, warning, evacuate the city, whatever you want to know. Like, what do you want to do? You know that tomorrow is Midwinter. The Fae didn't give you an exact time of arrival, so you don't know what counts to them as the point when they, like, Midwinter is when he's at his strongest, but they didn't give you a schedule. So what would you like to do today?
Honestly, I would say let's pack up our ship with any new supplies that we need and then get out.
Pack up our ship. We need to get our ship together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, get our ship together and get the food and
Get the food and get out.
yes.
Ira agrees. She'll help with any of that.
Alright. So yeah, I mean, restocking the ship is fairly simple. We can sort out costs of what you would have bought at a later date, because as in how many weeks worth of rations you want, how much more rope you need, all those sorts of things. But yeah, essentially you can load up your boat, and as you're sort of you're loading up and preparing to head out, one of the guards who's sort of been standing watch next to the Cloud Maiden goes, the Queen would like to know if you are intending to leave today.
Yes.
Yes. And asks that you at least bid her farewell before you leave.
Of course.
Do we still all have the hand mark, or is it kind of like invisible? We can feel it, but nobody else can see it.
It's not as bright as it was last night, but it's definitely visible. You can see it there as though it's sort of essentially a cold burn.
It's a Viking drinking game.
Cold burn.
Yeah. So it looks
I've got a
essentially like a faint burn mark. Yeah.
I've got a solution. We'll kill a duck and I'll stick my hand in it and put it on everybody's head.
I don't know what
Will that
everybody's
make it
talking about.
worse?
I've got a hat on.
That is also a reasonable way to cover a mark on your forehead.
All right.
Not eviscerating a duck. That's not the first thing that came to your mind.
Should I have put other clothes on with the hat, or?
I mean, if you want to walk around town in your nude.
Well,
You will get a lot of odd looks.
All right, I guess
He truly is a wizard now. As long as the wizard has their hat, they are fully dressed.
Yep. I've given away druid and I've gone for nuid. I'm now a nuid.
All right. I guess we'll find some scarves we can wrap around our hair, head, faces.
Yeah, generally conceal the fact. If you want to conceal the fact that you've got marks on your forehead. I mean, Torvald, I think if he's wearing his helmet, conceals it fairly well.
Seal, don't feel.
Listen,
Don't let it show.
Aldous and I were busy last night. I don't know. Just say that if they ask.
Whoa.
Just sounds even more worrying. But
they won't ask questions because it's too concerning.
Yeah, so are you going to say farewell to the Queen before you head out of the city? Now you're all stocked up.
Yes, I guess we will say farewell to the Queen.
Are we planning on leaving like in the evening, or?
As soon as possible. Find a good place to stop.
And we took all the books that we got from the lab, right? That's all been on the ship.
I mean, we have a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know? Do we grab healing potions?
Yes, please.
I would assume we would, yeah.
Like we definitely
Get stocked
should.
up.
Is there a place where we would easily be able to obtain reputable
An
healing
apothecary
potions?
or something.
There is an apothecary. Yes.
We want the best.
there-
Price doesn't matter.
Shopping episode.
It's not true.
No, we're not doing full shopping episode. I'm just checking the price. As you head in there's the requisite little old lady sat behind the counter. Let me guess. Healing potions. I have an entire stock of different herbs and but no, everyone's like, I want a magic fix-it potion.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
what other potions do you have? Or tonics? Or...
Oh, I've got a good treatment for warts.
Do you think we could bathe Torvald in that?
He might need it.
But yes, healing potions.
I think that's to cure warts, Chrysara, not give them.
Well,
Torvald,
he's a
Oh, I've-
giant, he's a
I-
giant wart. I was
I
trying
have
to cure him.
I have also got a special little salve that will get, if you put it in someone's socks or shoes, warts guaranteed.
How much?
We'll take the healing potions, thank you.
Much.
That's what I was just trying to check my prices, and I'd forgotten where I put my pricing manual, so I was stalling for time there. But now you've blown my cover and given away my secrets here, and I've still no idea where I put the damn thing. Look, let's just say some amount of money, and we'll work it out later. How does that sound?
I'd like to buy some sage and shepherd's purse. I have a feeling we might need it.
Done. You can have it for a couple of silver.
I
Lots
want
of
that.
it.
Secretly want that wart potion. Like, yeah, secretly,
Well,
sleight of hand. Don't let anybody see.
That'll be 5 gold pieces.
Done. I don't even haggle. I don't even try. It's perfect. I just give her 5 gold pieces and put it in my pocket quickly. Are you all right, Torvald?
No. I'm allergic.
What?
Wasted money.
Oh, that's a terrible malady to get. I've got a potion to cure it.
Oh,
much?
thank you.
20 gold pieces. It will clear it right up.
What do you think, Torvald? You need some of that?
No. I have a feeling it would exacerbate the problem.
Well, you can always take a double dose just to make sure.
Yeah, only 40 gold. $39.99.
But wait, there's more.
Can we take it in 3 easy payments of $29.99?
Ah, yes. My healing potions are 50 gold pieces each. Or
50?
50 each.
Do they normally cost that much?
Ah, yeah, if you get
Or
half a
5 or
dozen, you can
100.
get a discount.
All right. 6 it is.
So, just out of curiosity, what are the quality? If you had to put these on a scale,
Oh, just,
What's the-
I mean, just, your ordinariness.
Like 2d4 plus 2. Somewhere in that.
There, that's the one.
Somewhere in that range.
It's weird how healers categorize things.
The tad expensive.
Well, if you don't want them, I'm sure as I said, everyone's after them. I can easily find another buyer. But, yeah, I can give you 6 for 250. I think
All right.
250.
That's fair.
And Torvald will hand over the 250.
And he just picks up this little rack with 6 little bottles in and pushes it over to you. And goes, healing guaranteed or your money back.
Torvald,
Well,
did you tie a string to the gold pieces so you can pull them back? Or...
Torvald doesn't mind spending money if it's on things that are beneficial. He just doesn't like frivolous spending.
Of I've also got
So-
some nice beard perfume.
He definitely needs that.
How much is that?
Oh, it's just 3 gold pieces for a vial, nice and cheap. But you want a few vials to do a big beard.
I think we should all chip in on that.
I think I'll offer up a gold piece to get him one.
Yeah, I'll
So would
offer
I.
one up too. So
All right, we'll get him one.
Beard perfume it is.
There you go. Alright, well,
Smells like fiscal irresponsibility to me.
funny, that's the label. It says here, fiscal irresponsibility.
yeah, it's
We
a
both
good
seem
name
like
for a
that.
scent. Look, will that be everything you're needing today? I'm sure you're very busy people with a lot of important stuff to do and don't want to spend all your time shopping.
Have you got any ribbons?
This is an
That'll be all.
Was
apothecary.
that the NPC or the DM talking? It was unclear.
Well,
Sometimes it's a little bit of both.
sometimes,
Nudge,
sometimes
nudge, wink,
apothecaries
wink.
sell random things.
Do you sell
Yes.
boxes of macaroni?
No,
If you don't have
I d-
any ribbons, we will go to every shop until I find a ribbon.
I do have this old bit of green ribbon that I've had under the counter.
Perfect, Aldous. Is that something that you could possibly fix?
I can try.
Okay,
Well, 2 copper. Or bronze. I keep forgetting what the smallest denomination of coins is. I think it's
will you take
bronze.
the joyful sound of a dog bark?
No.
two copper. I'll take the ribbon.
All right, let's get out of here.
Alright, well, come back for more healing potions.
Torvald will hand out the healing potions, probably 2 to Crisara, 2 to Aldous, and I guess one to Adair and 1 to Ira. I think I already have one. I have one, so
Okay.
we'll all have one, or at least, unless anyone else has them, but I'm not aware of it.
I don't have any at present, so that'll at least let me have one in case somebody falls.
I actually already have a healing potion, so you can give my second one to Adair.
So Adair will have 2 healing potions.
Yes.
Goes the thunder.
Thunderer, he approves.
Hmm.
But, yeah, so you're heading up to say farewell to the Queen. You find her, she's in her courtly attire today, you know. Sitting on what I guess would be described as a throne. Like, I don't know if you have thrones much in Isfjell, if you go into them much. But, she's got this high-backed gilded chair with ornate squirrel designs on it. She goes, my guards say you are heading off.
We have battles to fight, and we'd rather not get you mixed up in them.
We have enough battles of our own here. I don't suppose the earthquake last night were anything to do with you?
What earthquake?
The ground shaking, things falling over? No?
I thought that was just me drinking.
Well. You received the map that I sent over to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it is the best we have currently. Our knowledge of the lands beyond the Actaea is a little limited. We've had a few conflicts in the past with our direct neighbours. We have hopefully now agreed to let the mountain form a border and that we will both stick to our relevant sides. But there have been a lot of reports of gnolls and other such beasts in the foothills. But I'm sure you're very capable people that can handle that sort of thing. But I actually had a request for you, which was to ask if any of you had any form of magical way of sending a message.
Well, it depends on who to.
To me or someone of my court.
What kind of message are you thinking, and why would I send a message to you if I'm standing here in front of you?
Not now. What I meant to say is, when you head west of the Ester, if you could, if you do see any sort of army or trouble heading towards Tilafen, or if you could pass a message back, that would be greatly appreciated. It's
I believe we have a couple ways that we could do that, correct, Adair?
Yes. Do your people, like, kill rats just on sight? I would recommend that they not kill them immediately, but give them a chance to speak first.
I cannot speak for all my people. My land is quite a large one, and people don't tend to be hugely friendly to rats. Could you possibly arrange a squirrel instead?
Well, squirrels can be I have a ready supply of rats. Squirrels might be a little bit harder to find, but
Perhaps a
I'll see what I
bird
can
that
do.
travels fast?
We will look out for talking animals. I've heard rabbits are all the rage.
Seagulls are rats on wings.
Hey, there was a message coming in. I just heard it.
What did he say? Timmy's stuck in the well?
Timmy's stuck in the well! Exactly.
Someone's coming in the house.
Yes. I will, of course, I can offer you monetary reward if that will help in this matter, but I also had something else to offer you here.
Orval's just like,
She offers you a rolled up piece of paper, so it's sealed with this rather fancy wax seal. She goes, it might not be of much use to you in everywhere, but that is my seal should you need it, to say that you have, as far as it extends, the diplomatic protection of Tilafen. Now, don't go abusing this. If you, I can't get you out of really terrible situations, but should you run afoul of enemies in more civilized ports, it may help you. And did you say you wanted money for the potential message?
aye,
What are your rates?
all of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, it's kind of a prepaid
pulls one of the-
rate on this.
She pulls
and,
one of the rings from her fingers and holds it out to you. You can see this gold ring with a rather large emerald set in it. Will that be sufficient?
Torvald will take a look at it and
Or do I have to offer you my daughter's hand in marriage?
Just her
No,
hand?
Torvald.
I warn you, she's quite troublesome.
That
Just
wouldn't
her hand?
necessarily
That seems a
be
little...
bad.
Ooh. What about the rest of her?
Oh, you
Is that
don't
an
want the
extra
rest.
fee?
Is she nice?
She is a most vexatious girl.
I don't really know what that means. Can I meet her?
I don't think
Can we
this
meet her
time.
before
You
we
have
We have a whole. Well, no, we've got time.
I think it's odd to
This party
offer
is
something
full
in
of-
payment
this party is
sight
full of
unseen.
lovely
I mean,
suitors. I think we're all quite charming. It's like pans over. We're all stinky flies around us.
Hey, no, you washed. You've washed.
We had a bath.
Hey, I'm
I
sporting
never said I
fiscal
washed.
irresponsibility here. Speak for yourselves.
Yes, I believe we should. Meet.
Vilena? The mercenaries want to meet you before they leave. And a moment later, a door opens behind them in the throne. You see a girl looks to be probably about 19 or so, with this long blonde braid. What? What do you want?
We just wanted to meet you before we left.
She looks at her mother, and you see her, like, sort of frown in her mother's direction. Her mother just kind of gives a shrug.
Does she have freckles?
She does not have freckles, no. She's, relatively pretty, not exceptional. Just kind of quite...
I guess we should just settle for the gold in the ring, right, Torvald?
Mother, stop trying to marry me off!
Well, you could have your pick of us. I mean, in anyone you wanted.
No!
Torvald's gonna lean into Ira and be like,
Well, she doesn't hold a candle to you.
Suck up.
Can we hear that?
I'm sure you can, Mr. Observant.
And if she did, it might catch your hair on fire, so that would be very bad.
It's not every day we get to meet a princess.
She sort of preens a little at being referred to as a princess.
Is she wearing green though?
Yes, her dress is green.
Oh wow.
Everyone's trying to figure out if
Clarifying.
she's their type.
Oh, that's for Kasara's benefit, not mine.
Yeah.
I know.
Adair reaches his arm out to hold Krasar back. It's okay.
Backhound.
That's my one weakness. Green. There, you need to change clothes.
Anyway.
Well, will that payment be sufficient?
Unless the daughter wants to come with us, and I think we're all right.
We're fine, thank you.
No.
We appreciate all your
I think Vilena
hospitality.
learned her lesson about running away from home last time.
Run
Oh,
faster?
thank you.
We have a flying ship. I mean, we could take you anywhere you wanted to go.
I
There's a
can
whole
show
new
you.
world
Tell me, princess.
Vilena, go back to your lessons.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
No, you are not taking my daughter on your adventures. She is not skilled in the matters of combat or outdoors survival.
What better way to learn?
I've been on a flying ship of raiders.
Perhaps another time. You may understand that given recent events, I am a little protective of my children.
Well, we must be going.
Farewell. And should you ever be seeking employment, I fear Tilafen will have a need for good soldiers for a long time yet to come.
We'll keep you in mind.
Yes, we'll
right.
keep an eye out for good soldiers.
DM,
Yes?
I have a question. Is Logan still hanging out with us?
Yes. So back.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He's not made appearance yet, but you are still being haunted by the ghost of a slightly nervous wizard. And Krasara, yes, you still do occasionally hear Frollo's voice in your mind. Although he's not had much to say recently. He's having a bit of a nap. But, yeah, whilst you wear the Ring of Mind shielding, Frollo's in there.
I should probably start talking to him a lot more often. I don't want him to be lonely.
Alright.
I think
You
he's
should
okay.
give him a
Kasara-
ring once in a while.
I should give him a ring once in a while.
So, as you exit court, you do see that, military preparations are still ongoing here. Like, soldiers drilling in the courtyard, people working on sort of repairs and equipping new ballistas. You recognise one of the ballistas that appears to have been dragged off the roof of the flying fortress, sort of now being sort of erected up on the walls of the castle itself.
I wonder what they're preparing so much battle for. I mean, we took out the fortress. What's their big fear now?
Maybe the demon that's still at large that we are leaving.
They don't know about that.
Shh, don't mention the demon.
They don't know about that.
Aldous whispered that. She didn't say it out loud.
Wonder what they are preparing for. We did take out the main problem.
Well, there's more soldiers coming, so it makes sense they're preparing for war.
Yeah, that there is more to the army that's perhaps travelling in a more conventional manner. That was a sort of experimental attack idea that failed, but there is, a more conventional elven army slowly making its way across sort of the marshes and ships and stuff like that. But that is not, for now, not your fight. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you leaving Isfjell?
We're gonna head to the ship.
Yeah,
All right. So you head over to the Cloud Maiden. It's well stocked with provisions at the moment. It's you've got everything you would expect to need for your journey ahead. Hopefully, you don't lose it all in a freak fire.
That sounds ominous.
Just wishing you the best. But yeah. As you prepare to set off, I have two very important questions. 1, who's flying the boat? 2, where are you going?
We should go to Grump.
If nobody else wants to fly it, I'll fly it. If Aldous wants to fly it, she can fly it. And
I think we're heading pretty much due west to the Palelands, right?
Yodel's
Yep.
third.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'll fly.
Yeah, feel free to scribble on the map to mark sort of what route you're taking, and if there's any way you want to deliberately fly over or avoid flying over, or
I think
we
we would
stay-
want to just kind of get like a decent.
yeah. So feel free to scribble on it if that helps. Or just
Starfell Pass. Yeah, I'd assume flying over the pass so we don't have to deal with any mountains.
Are we staying in the land of Telefin?
Yes, I would say let's stay in the land of Telefin. We'll stop in between maybe just before the river. Yeah, right about here.
Sure.
Is Krellin the name of the river, or is that?
Krellin is the name of the river.
Okay, yeah. So that's fine.
Is Krellin large enough to
Just away from.
set a boat in?
You hard to tell from the map, which you figure is not entirely drawn fully to scale based on the size of Yazavin versus the size of mountains. So you can't tell from the map.
Well, we'll aim for the river just before Starfell Pass.
Perfect.
Logan, do you know anything about the area around here and how large the Krellin River is?
The Krellin, fairly big river. Depends how far up from Newbridge you go. Like if you go right up in the mountains, it's lots of waterfalls and rocks and everything. It's mostly flows down through the northern edge of the Dendara. It's people don't go up there much. The farms are mostly abandoned.
Do you think the ship could fit in it? at some point.
Probably, yeah, I reckon.
Hmm.
I've not really spent much time up that way myself, to be honest. It's out in the wilds. Other than the few, like, roaming members of the Radiant Blade, and there's not many people out in the foothills.
Thank you, Logan. Have you ever considered changing your name to Siri?
Isn't that the cat?
No, that's Sindri. I just feel like it would be natural to say, Siri, tell me about the Kralin River.
I mean, this is all from books mostly. Like, I've not travelled that much, to be honest. I kind of had a very niche wizardly focus on wizard matters and elements and that sort of thing, and demons. Well, not demons.
Your
I really
demon
should have studied
knowledge seems
demons
to be
more.
a little slacking, but
Oh god, is it still here? Have you seen it? Is it around?
I haven't seen it recently.
I've not, but just knowing it's still out there is terrifying.
We can all hear him, right?
Yeah, it's not in the head, it's just a ghostly whisper
We
of
can't
panic.
hear Furlough though.
No.
To the players, I wonder if Logan can fly the boat.
He's a ghost.
Well, I don't know if I trust.
We're always trying to put somebody else in the seat.
Look,
Just dump the bones onto the chair.
You could certainly-
flying the boat.
You could definitely try.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah,
dumb.
Ira used to be like so excited about the boat, and now she's so over it. I don't want to fly anymore.
Yeah, put the cat in the seat. Dang it, Sindri, you fly us.
You have worked out that the cat can fly the boat, so it's entirely possible that a ghost might be able to fly your boat.
Let's not
we
find
can
out.
try it. We can try that later.
Yeah, we probably don't want Logan to know if Logan can fly the boat.
It's a good point.
That's a.
Okay, it was just a side thought.
Who
Sorry,
doesn't want a haunted boat?
popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like a haunted boat. We can rename it
Ooh.
Haunted.
Then tell the tales of this.
the
Yeah,
Flying Dutchman
Tell the
or the Flying Telephone. Something.
work
I'm
on it.
Isfjellian.
No, I like that one. That's good.
Logan International.
But yes, so the boat. So with the cat comfortably sat in the helm.
Oh, okay.
Well, you said you were getting the cat to fly the boat. I mean,
I didn't. I said I was gonna fly the boat.
Oh, all right, okay.
Because the cat
Yes.
is for emergencies only.
it's the catapilot is emergencies. Yeah. So, Aldous takes the helm, and the boat, you say, rises up, and you can see Yazavin laid out beneath you, and sort of the fields beyond, and off in the distance, sort of the ruins of the fallen fortress. And you rise up and head west, passing sort of over sort of snowy-looking farmlands beneath, sort of frozen landscape. And as you fly, the land gets sort of less tamed. You start to notice beneath you, like, a few more sort of villages and farms that start to look abandoned. Doesn't look as inhabited out here. The sort of only main sign of habitation you see is at one point you pass above what appears to be some form of fortified, not quite a castle, but a fortified building built on a hill, like a very, very sort of steep, jagged hill, sort of flying this fluttering banner of a glowing sword. But other than that, you mostly pass over sort of uplands, getting steeper and hillier as you head west towards the Astera. And you can see these mountains now rising up ahead of you, and they're really sort of more impressive than the map makes out, really. You can see sort of the first rank of these mountains, and then more off beyond them, these snow-capped peaks with this one mountain rising up above the rest, which you reckon is Starfell looms above the pass. But by the time you're sort of arriving towards where the river is, it's like the sun is setting. The sun has disappeared behind the mountains. You see the Krellin River ahead of you, sort of rushing down from the mountains. It's still quite a fast flowing river, but you can see a few points where it sort of pulls out a little more, where you could get the Cloud and Maiden down and make camp for the night. The day passed, fairly uneventfully if your days are flying. No dragons, no horrible murder deer. It was all quite lovely. But as the sun's setting, you can see this bank of clouds up above the mountains. This looming, sort of towering bank of clouds, and you reckon that the weather is going to turn either at some point during the night or perhaps in the morning. Like there's a storm blowing in. You can feel that sense in the air. But to prepare, yeah.
No, I will sit down in a relatively open space, if there is one. Not heavily wooded. And then I guess
that's simple to find.
Are we going to build tents? Are we going to stay on the ship, or are we going to use like trees and build tents that way?
I think we should stay on the ship.
Yeah, no reason to
Since we have climate control.
As long as somebody's in the seat, we have climate control, right?
Sindri.
Plus, we could also, if we're going to build a tent, we could make some kind of a tent on the boat.
True.
Using the masts and
to pitch a
stuff,
tent.
so.
We definitely need to pitch some tents.
There's only 2 people who can do that.
All right, well, I will start working.
We should probably do it then. We need a place to sleep.
All right. So I guess we'll sleep on the boat tonight. Who set up watches?
Yes.
I'll take watch with the deer. I say that without consulting.
Fine with me. Are we gonna let the rat run in circles and just?
Yes.
You can show me the new tricks.
I've got a new yes. Do I have the surprise for you? It shoots lasers.
That's
secretly been artificer 5th level this entire time.
Is that the end goal, laser shooting?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so Actaea and I are taking one watch together, and I think given you don't currently have any NPCs apart from your ghost.
Wow, really?
I will take the midnight watch.
Okay. Okay, so does anyone have any preference about who takes the first watch?
Probably should be Grisara, since she'll be the only watch that can't see in the dark.
Okay. So, after you sort of, enjoyed your evening meal and sort of settled down to camp for the night in this sort of rocky, the boat, the river around the boat is fairly sort of rocky and wild looking, but you don't think the boat's going to blow away. I mean, it could. It's a flying boat, but get carried away. That's the word I was going for.
If that's the case, then maybe we should land on.
No, as I said, you don't reckon it would. It looks fairly.
Oh, okay. It looks fairly calm.
That's the word. Yes. Sorry. But yes, Grisara, just actually, roll me a d6 and make me a perception check.
It's always concerning. Perception. Luckily, I have a 200 in perception.
Oh, plus 200 in perception, huh?
Huh. That's weird. I don't remember you mentioning that before.
Interesting stat.
Are you sure
Okay, so
this is
perception-
It was our sacrifice. It was our sacrifice.
You said a perception and a D4?
D6.
D6? Yeah.
6. Okay, so D6 is a 6, and then I got a 12 on perception.
Okay. So you're sort of staring out into the darkness and the night. All seems quiet and peaceful. Your watch passes without incident. And the next watch would, I think, probably be Ellis's. It will cover sort of on to midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. Perception or perception and D6?
perception and a D6.
That's a 5 for perception and a D6 is 2.
Okay. So it's dark. You can see the dark, but you've been flying the boat all day. Your eyes are tired. Like it's been hard work, even though it's not physically draining. Concentrating on not falling out the sky for that long is rather exhausting. And also, watching Sindri trying to catch fish in the dark is quite distracting. She's not very good at it. But yes, your watch also passes without incident that you are aware of.
Okay.
And who are you waking for the next watch? Torvald or Ira and Adair?
Torvald.
Right. Torvald. By now there's a frost lying on the ground. It is very cold. It's getting colder. And would you take over the watch, Torvald? I'd like a D6 and also a perception check, please.
Perception D6. Perception D6. All right, it's going to be a 26 and a 6.
And please re-roll the D6.
Reroll the D6.
Yes.
3.
Okay. So, looking out into the night, like, you, not like those slackers earlier, you're on high alert. You're listening for every sound. A butterfly twitching its wings, a moth, like, eyeballs you slightly like, what was that? But what you do notice is off in the distance, sort of further west, sort of up further into the mountains, you see a fire suddenly bloom into light. And then not long after, sort of further off, slightly further off in the distance, slightly fainter, you see another fire burst into light. And then a third, just off on the edge of your vision, off into the mountains.
This is towards the mountains, you said?
Yes,
Follow
further
them?
up into the mountains, yes.
Okay.
Probably would be somewhere wrong map. So if you're sort of here on the Krellin, somewhere up sort of this way into the mountains. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on.
That's on the other side of the Goblin Lands, right? Yes, it says.
Yes.
Your map says
Yes,
Goblin Lands.
that's where the goblins live.
Well, Torvald will just keep an eye and try to note. I imagine I would have like grabbed the map.
Yeah.
And I'll just like note where on the map I think they are in relation to. Like, I know it's not super accurate, but just kind of like relative location.
It definitely seems to be, up in the mountains, and not exactly a straight line, but there definitely seems to be a sequence and a line to them, heading further west.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I just kind of note like where they are, and just keep watching. I would still like keep an eye out around other places, but I would focus most of my attention up there.
Other than that, nothing much seems to be going on. And you reach the end of your watch, and we pass on to Ira and Adair.
Well, I noticed something during my watch. There's fires going up over that way.
And I'll point over in the direction that I saw them.
And those are the 4 tick marks on the map.
See.
I tried to zoom in so viewers could see it and I could see it.
I
So.
see.
There are tick marks.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they didn't come in very well.
That's right. I can draw them in a clearer color.
I think it was just the size.
Oh, wow.
Just a little too
Now
small.
we can see them.
There we go.
Torvald,
So
I'm
since
glad you
you
marked
don't-
them on the map, but did you have to use blood?
Well, I didn't have anything else. And you can see on the other side it says Goblin Lands, whatever that means.
Which, did they all start at once, or did they go
No, it was one at a time.
towards us or away from us?
It was towards us, correct?
Away.
I was away.
Away.
Seems like it could be a signal, but it's also along the river, so maybe just a coincidence of fun people camping. We'll keep an eye out.
I love your optimism.
They're all lit up at the same time, or like one would go out and then like?
They're all now still burning. But they lit one after the other.
I'm not sure if it's the forces of the Winter King or...
Right. Well, we'll keep an eye. Thank you, Torvald.
I am going to get some rest now.
Sleep well, my friend.
Torvald will head to lay down and hand over the map.
And since I can't see it, I'll hand it to Ira. So we are in the waxing of the moon, so it's coming out a little bit. So we got a little bit of moonlight. Is it cloudy, fairly open?
There's a little bit
Another
of
weather
moonlight.
report, please.
Oh, would you like one? I can do that.
Skies are currently fairly clear, but you reckon from the way those clouds are looming that they won't be for very much longer at all. And yes, you can see this moonlight enough to see by, definitely.
Oh, Ira, I guess we settle in for keeping an eye on everything.
Yes, look at this. And I'll take Skitters out and I'll put him on the ground. And you can now see that instead of only in circles, Skitters now runs back, forward, left, and right.
That is amazing. I'm very impressed with your skills.
Thank you. I think I might make this a hobby, actually.
I think you would be good at it, as you are with most things, of course.
I appreciate it.
Are you going to teach
You've
it to
been so-
talk?
Oh, I might, actually. That'd be very fun. I talk a lot, and so having someone else that would also talk a lot back to me, that would be really great. Because usually I just talk a lot, and then people just look at me, and then it's kind of awkward. So, yes, that's the plan now. Thank you.
And Adair just kind of looks at her and nods.
Adair, can I be perfectly honest with you?
I would hope you always have been.
Yes, I would hope so too, actually. That's a fair point. For a while now, I've thought that Torvald and I got along very well. And we would dance together and everything, and it was very fun. And ever since I've come back from Valhalla, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well,
And
instead
he's
of
still
trying...
nice to me sometimes, but he's nice to other people a lot now, more too. And if anything, you've been the nicer to me. So I don't really know what to think anymore.
Well, I think the most important question would be, how do you feel about Torvald since you've come back?
Well, I still like him very much, but I don't know. I don't want to invest that much in someone who doesn't invest back. Does that make sense? That's why I've been spending so much more time with you, is because you've been so kind to me, and I feel like I don't know, when I'm around you and I'm talking to you, you really care what I'm talking about. We've had a lot of fun adventures, so
well, I do care, and we are a good friend, but I have to be, and I don't want to presume anything, but I have to be clear here that I am spoken for.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any... You're a good friend, and I cherish your friendship, and I value you, and I find you to be very entertaining and fun. But I wanted to make sure there wasn't any feelings beyond that.
No, not at all. I mean, not that I wouldn't. I'm not saying that you're not a lovely person, but I did think you were like 60 years old at one point. So.
I am 40, thank you.
Sorry. I don't know. I've also just been... Have I told you about Elric?
No. I did hear you mention him before.
Yes, I've been thinking about him a lot recently.
Is he...
And I like Torvald a lot, but when I came to Isfjell on my way from Ulfborg after our ship wrecked, it was very difficult. There was a reason why I was in Sorlinsby with people who are often outcasted. I knew what it felt like to be outcasted after traveling looking like I do. And I was originally... I've always followed the gods, of course, but I followed Daybreaker, and I kind of, after potentially losing my family and losing my way, I was kind of lost, and I ended up in Lettisborg, and I met this wonderful young paladin named Elric, who taught me about Lady Luck, and he was very kind to me after a lot of people weren't. And I sent him that letter after we met with that awful lady who took much of our platinum. And I don't know, I almost worry that any feelings I have for Torvald would be misplaced, because I have someone else that I care about, but I don't know if I'll ever see him again.
So
does that make sense?
So you would say that you are bonded in a way to this Elric. Does this Elric feel the same for you? Do you know?
I don't know. We spent a year together. He housed me. He gave me the armor that I was originally wearing before Torvald gave me my current one. He taught me what I know about my god, and encouraged me to go and forge my own path and find Sorlinsby and take a place there, protecting people as he had done for me. So I don't know if... Similar to what you said, I suppose, where you mentioned that you've been spoken for and that we're just you're nice to me because we're good friends. I don't know if maybe he had been spoken for, but I feel like I would have met someone after a year if he had been. But it wasn't something we talked about really. It wasn't with Torvald, we've danced together and I've given him flowers, and with Elric it was just we just lived together. And we did things together and we were happy together. Does that make sense?
It does, but I'm hearing things that, and I can understand how this is confusing for you. He was your teacher, and he was your friend. And I assume there was a level of intimacy between you, and it's a tough place to be. At some point, maybe we should go back and visit and see Elric and answer that question before you make a final decision on anything. But sounds like you have not made a commitment of your heart at this point. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I don't really know what to do. I just don't think Torvald likes me that much anymore. And it's just made me think about Elric.
Torvald is a friend, and while I would not say that I'm a confidant of his, I would say that he hasn't changed his feelings towards you just from what I've noticed. I think, and I'll lean in a little bit and make sure, kind of cup my hand so I'm sure even Torvald sleeping can't hear me. I think he might be a little afraid.
Oh.
He's lost a lot. He's lost a lot. And if he cares for you, I'm sure he doesn't want to lose you. And you've already died once.
Okay, I understand.
And just say, give it time and don't rush yourself into any decisions.
Okay.
And I don't know a lot about this, but I do know, I've heard it said before that sometimes playing hard to get can be helpful. So maybe just don't show him as much attention.
Sure.
And
I can
see
do
if
that.
yeah. I'm sure he'll take that the right way.
Well, Krasara has seemed awfully lonely recently, so maybe I'll buddy up with her.
That might be a good idea. She seems very lonely and desperate. I mean, almost forlornly desperate lately.
Well, maybe I can solve that. Not in that way. I don't know if I like her that way yet. I don't know if I like anyone that way yet. Have we done perception checks, by the way?
I was going to say, whilst you're having this existential I would like you to both make me a perception check at disadvantage and roll me that d6.
Disadvantage.
Do you want us both to roll a d6 or only one of us?
Only one of you. You may need to re-roll this a couple of times depending on what you get.
Ooh,
Too bad it
well,
was at
perception's a nat 1 then, at disadvantage.
Mine's a 16.
Understandably. Oh, nice.
It'd have been a nat
Okay.
20 without the
And then
disadvantage.
The d6 was 4.
And the d6 is 4 for me also.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Convenient.
well. Luckily, that's quite lucky. But yes, so Adair, whilst this conversation is going on, you can see that the fires on the hills are sort of slowly burning out, smouldering out, and as the sun starts to come up, sort of in the east, sort of off in the direction of Yezavin, it starts to snow. And at this point, sort of, as the long rest sort of nears its end, you have all... I don't think any of you really used any magic yesterday. So, yeah. But, okay, you've completed your long rest, but it is now starting to snow heavily, and you hear a baying howl on the wind as dawn breaks. the
Now's
sound
the time for the dogs to act up.
of wolves.
Show where they at.
This loud baying howl, and it's a familiar sound because you've heard this sound before, louder and no. It's snarling off from up sort of some distance further uphill, and you've run across these large white wolves before. This is a familiar sound of them. And oh, sorry, wrong one.
Did we have Ira at that point, or were we on an Ira replacement at that point?
I think you still had an Ira at that point.
I just couldn't remember for sure.
And as the rest of you woken, if you
Sorry.
you hear this snarling howl from up in the distance, and the snow is starting to come down heavier now. And just out of convenience, just whereabouts roughly on this boat would he be? Just in case.
I'd probably be sitting up towards the bow, so unless Ira would want to sit somewhere else, we'd be sitting up towards the front.
I was fine with them. That works.
Or in other words, yeah, please place yourself on the map. And there is I need to get a boat token that actually has the damn chair attached to it.
Wrong one. Uno's back, everyone. Do I make her go away?
Ira, I would hug you, but I have a feeling we're about to have company. So if you ever want to speak again, let me know. But let's wake everybody up.
Sorry to interrupt the moment.
No, it's okay.
The Fae take one and go, we can come back later.
Don't forget to pick up
Clear,
Skittles.
you're having a moment.
Don't want him to get hurt in the fight. Pick up your Skittles. Skitters.
Pick up your Skittles. Green ones first.
Okay, he is eventually going to have... You got to cast some kind of magic rainbow.
There you go. It'll happen.
This thing's going to become a super powerful trinket.
Yeah.
So we head to the back and wake everyone up.
If you're going to go to the back and wake them
Yeah.
up, since she said it's coming from uphill, I will stay up at the front and watch to see what's coming.
Wake up! Pots and pans. Hey! Wolves!
Here's its time for war.
Or breakfast.
Yeah, coming from Ira, this may be panic or it may be excitement. Ira might just be doing this for fun.
I see her in terror going back. Get up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Look at this!
I saw a butterfly!
Is it time to eat?
Oh, food sounds nice.
If you want to eat wolves, sure.
So Torvald takes out draws his hammer and just kind of swings it around a little bit, and you notice that on the front edge of the hammer is axe blade that's kind of ethereal and looks like the spiritual weapon is sparking on
It doesn't fit in it completely.
Yeah, so the blade
I
is,
love it.
sticking out, and it's like as he draws it, it's not before, but when he draws it and wields it, you just see the axe blade come out of one of the sides.
I like it.
All right, are we ready?
And at this point, the wolves, you can see them now looming out of the snow as the hulking forms of these three enormous white wolves are heading down towards the boat. And at this point, luckily you weren't lucky enough to have them surprise you in the middle of the night. But yeah, I would like you to please, ladies and gentlemen, roll me initiative, please. And Tam too.
I did.
My rolls have been so bad.
What is that supposed to mean?
7.
It's a 4 from me.
Oh, I I also have a 4.
Nice.
Which of you would like to go first?
I'd say I'm the more awake of the two.
Yeah.
Ira, Aldous, Chrysora was that 21?
That is a 21.
That is a 21.
Nice.
Oh,
You
hang
are
on.
ready.
I have to now readjust because you've run out of space. And Torvald, what was yours again? Sorry, I missed it.
7.
Okay. So yeah, Chrysara, you are up and you are awake. And it's almost like you're woken to these two voices in your mind. One of them, Frollo's going, "Ooh, what's that?" And then the other going, "Can we set it on fire? Please, can we set it on fire?"
Wow, Chrysara's got these ones. Oh, man.
So, Chrysara, you see these 3 wolves up on the shore. What would you like to do?
Okay, where are these wolves exactly? Adjust my map.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm only catching 2. Oh, there's a third one
I
behind.
see
Okay.
one.
The third one's lurking off the map.
Yeah, I'm trying to set the map
Sorry.
for the stream, so I have.
Sorry, that was my fault for, I didn't leave a whiteboard around it like I'm supposed to. Look,
bad DM.
I didn't know where you were going to be.
Neither do we.
You can't plan the unplannable. But yes, Adair, you will be up next. So
Yes, ma'am.
I think for this one it would be best if I use my longbow since it's so far away. And I don't do advantage. Let's go straight. Alright, so the one that's sitting off all on its own. That's a 9.
I like not seeing the whole map. Oh, there's... Okay. I see.
9.
Mm-hmm.
No, that will not hit.
Okay, let's try for attack number 2. That's much better. That's a 13.
That will hit. Let me know what.
6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points of damage.
All right, 9 points of damage. Okay, is that everything, Chrysara? Do you have anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Yes, as my bonus action, I'm going to use my command word to burst my elemental maul into flame. I'm not saying the word because I haven't decided on the word yet, but Chrysara knows what it is. So the word is spoken. And it
You hear the
bursts
word.
into flame.
It's just the right word. You're like, aha, that was exactly the word I thought it would be.
Perfect.
And
Please.
okay, as this more bursts into flame, and Chrysara, you sort of get this sense of eagerness and satisfaction from like, oh yes, fire!
It's time to burn.
And
See, it needs to be
Adair,
a phrase, not a word. And just it's time to burn. You know, flame on or something. You know.
Flame on. I feel like
Flame
I've
me
heard
out.
that
We
now.
might get
Flame
sued
me
over
out.
that one. Never mind.
We might get
In
sued
flame.
over that.
In flame.
no, nope. I am rolling out my veto on that one.
But it was so good.
Adair, it is. Yeah.
Adair's going to raise his hands and do his thing like this and cause the weeds to come up around the 2 wolves in the front area and entangle.
Okay. Is it a roll on your turn or their turn for them?
Let's see. Kieran, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. So it is now.
Okay.
And the DC is 15 strength.
15 strength. That is a 15 from that one. And sadly a higher from that one. That is a 22 from the other one.
Okay, well at least it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, it's difficult terrain. So that's sort of up there in that background. You see sort of the vines bursting out of the snow. Is anything else there?
That is going to be it for now.
All right. So the snow sort of flurries around you. You can feel the air dropping colder, and the wolves howl again louder, and you hear off in the distance, further uphill, an echoing howl, sort of louder, and you can sort of make out through the snow this brief burst of light off further up the slope. But Torvald, what would you like to do?
Were either of the wolves entangled?
No, sadly not.
Okay. So Torvald will wheel around to the singular wolf that's right over to the back.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take his axe and he's gonna wheel it around and go like he's throwing it. And as he throws, and the spirit is just gonna fly out of the weapon and spin towards the wolf as I cast spiritual weapon at the 2nd level. And then as the spirit of the weapon is hurling towards there, he's in the same motion. He's going to take it and he's going to put the hammer on the hook. And then he's going to start building up. You're going to see like lightning start building up in his hand. And I'm going to make an attack against this.
Okay.
Oof. That's going to be 12 to hit.
That will not hit, sadly.
Sorry, 14.
14 will, yes.
14.
14 is better.
My math was bad there. I subtracted 2 for some reason. And then that's going to be 4 plus 5. Yeah. So it's going to be 9 force damage. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the lightning is going to get released from his hand, and it's going to fly and hit the spiritual weapon and reverberate with a Toll the Dead.
I should just start automatically rolling wisdom saves. That is a 10.
All right, so that's going to be 11 necrotic damage.
Ooh, that's... Alright. This wolf definitely looks very angry now.
Torvald will, as he's doing that, he'll take a few steps up. Come at me, dog.
And because these wolves, for all their might and power, rolled like shit, Ira, it's your turn.
No, she said all their might and power. Careful.
All right, so what Ira would like to do, can I go ahead and stealth? My goal is that I want to stealth and hop down from the boat and hide in this bush here.
Hiding will be an action for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly try.
Great.
There's a bush. I mean, there's flurries of snow in the air. I mean, make me a stealth check here.
Ooh. Stealth at disadvantage, thankfully. Still 16.
Okay. You're hiding in a bush.
Excellent.
Is that everything?
Cool, and that was just an action, right?
That is your action. You still have your bonus action.
Fantastic. So I, for a bonus action, am going to cast Thunderous Smite. And basically, the next time I get a melee attack, I get an extra 2d6.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. In which case, Aldous, you're next. Flurries of snow fill the air. Wolves are howling. What would you like to do?
I am going to tell Sindri to, I'm out loud, I'm going to say, Sindri, be ready to take the chair and get us into the air. And then I am going to move about here and cast Eldritch Blast at the two wolves up here.
All right. Roll me some attacks, please.
See, and that is a 17 and a 14.
Okay. Both of those will hit. Roll me some damage.
All right, so that's a 7 for 1 and a 9. Oh, wait, plus 4. So 7 plus 4, that's 11 for 1, and then a 13 for the other.
Okay. So, and anything for your bonus action?
No, I don't think so, unless I can cast another cantrip. I don't think I can.
Only if it's ones that are bonus action cantrips, which is not most of them. So unless you have one of, I think there's 2 cantrips that are bonus actions.
No, I don't have anything for
any bonus action spells, but other than that, no. Like,
no.
All right, so you watch as
You have
this
a bonus
wolf.
action spell, but
Hmm?
not necessarily something. I said you do have a bonus action spell, but not necessarily one you need to use.
No. Okay.
You watch as the wolf on its own comes bounding down this slope, moving very fast, sort of stones skittering beneath its paws as it leaps and splashes into the water down beside the boat. And it snarls up towards Torvald, and then see it bunching as it leaps up onto the prow of the boat, and the boat gives a little shudder, and it is going to attempt to bite at Torvald. Emphasis on the attempt. Let's move on swiftly. Its jaws sort of, the boat shudders and its jaws sort of snap at the air in front of Torvald's face, and you can feel its breath is cold, like icy cold. And you can hear the sounds as the other 2 wolves come rushing down, splashing into the water down beside Adair, and this one leaps up, and the boat sort of bounces out a bit more now. It's got a wolf on each end. The other one's sort of snarling in the water as the one up on the boat tries to take a chunk out of Adair. Oh, and why do I always roll terribly when I try and attack Torvald, but when like soft squishy Adair is involved?
It's okay. It's not like I take it personally.
That's a 23 to hit.
Well, I mean, obviously.
As I said, I think it's Bova. He's doing some sacrifices behind the scenes in order to,
It was sacrificing the axe.
It's okay. Just tell me how dead I am inside.
I need you to make me a strength saving throw, actually.
Oh, that'll go wonderfully. Actually, not too bad. That's a 15.
You managed to keep your feet. You are not knocked prone. But on the minus side, you do take 14 points of piercing damage. 1/4. And you're taking them off individually.
That's just because I'm feeling the pain. And I want you to feel it too.
Wait, you do have 3 oh no, you were too far away, weren't you? to get the 3 temporary. Oh no, you didn't rage.
I haven't
did you?
raged yet.
No, she's not. She's not angry yet.
No.
She
Well,
activated her maul, that's what it was.
Chrysara, it is now your turn.
Perfect. I'm going to do everything. So I am going to rage and reckless attack, and I'm going to charge the wolf right here that is attacking Adair because I have 40. I can move 40 feet. So
you have
I'm
10 foot. Right? It's 10 feet for your
yes.
thing, so that's gonna hit Aldous and Ira.
Yes. So I will
Three
rage here before I move.
Are we back on fire?
Well, 3 temporary hit points to them, so when I rage, I will be engulfed in ice.
Okay. Oh, it's still ice.
Yep. As will they. It'll explode. We have 3 temporary hit points. I am going to charge in to where Adair is. And I'm going to use my reckless attack with my maul. That is currently on fire. The 17 to hit.
That will hit, yes.
Okay. That I need. Since I'm going to swing my maul and slam it into the face of this ice wolf, I actually need 46.
Oh, you got the
I need
tragic
more
not
dice.
enough dice problem.
Oh, it'll be solved. It'll be solved.
Adair, you're up next, so start
Yep.
thinking of some plans.
Got it.
That is 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 points of damage. Part of them fire.
Okay.
Crit?
That's
Did you crit? I missed that part.
Do what?
My fire elemental maul does 2d6 damage
Oh, wow.
plus 3, but it also does an additional 2d6 fire damage while ablaze.
Wow.
that
Awesome.
wolf is not looking too good. It's on fire. It's bleeding, and you're
I
more
get another attack.
so happy.
All right, my friend, are you ready to go again?
Yes.
I raise my maul up and I'm going to bring it crashing down onto the head of the wolf. That's a 10.
That won't hit. No. The wolf moves at just the last minute. You were a bit overconfident, you feel. But is that everything?
That is it.
Okay. Adair. In face of this display of might and glory, what would you like to do?
Adair's going to reach over towards the flame on her maul and say, pronounce Denvala in Druidic, and then pull it from his hand and create a flame scimitar out of his hand, and he is going to swing it at the wolf. And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Right. Yeah. And that's only going to be 6 fire damage, but it was a start.
That is enough. It's just, yeah. Just this flaming sword through the wolf, like. Sorry, I just. Yeah. Is that everything in there?
He will actually step off the boat into the water as long as it's not too deep, and with the wolves there, I don't think it is. It didn't seem to be.
Well, they're
how
also
deep
you
are
can
they?
wade.
huge.
I'm sorry?
You can wade into the water.
All right.
Like, yeah.
and I'll step forward a bit, not too far because I'm not that stupid. But I am going to step forward aggressively and point the sword at the other wolf.
Alright. Okay, so as Adair shows hitherto unforeseen fire skills, Eldest, you hear, as the snow flurries around, you hear this sort of zip, zip, sort of fluttering sound from off on the south bank of the river. And you notice these forms darting and moving through the snow, through the falling snow. And
Okay.
then you hear the whoosh, of an arrow whizzing towards you. That is a 17.
It is.
And the sudden sting of this tiny little dart-like arrow just sort of sinks into you. And you need to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. That's a 10. Or wait, no, it says here +3.
That'll be a 13 then.
Yes.
All right, so you take 7 points of piercing damage, 0 points of cold damage because it was a 1 and it's gone away, and was a 13? Did you say?
Well, my con itself says +2, but the saving throws is +3.
So if you've got proficiency in Constitution saving throws, then that should be +5 overall.
No, it doesn't have the little
she's got a
black
cloak of
dot.
protection.
Oh, yes. In which case, that's a 13, which is good for you.
All right, so just a total of 7.
Yes, 7 piercing damage. And then you hear it as a second arrow zips past your ear and misses you. And Torvald, a darting arrow passes by just above your head as this wolf snaps its jaws at you. And it is your turn, Torvald.
All right. So I'm not sure if the weapon can quite get to the wolf.
Is it 25 feet or 20 feet you can move?
20 feet.
Can't quite get there this round.
So, be...
Sorry, my wolf moved.
That's okay. I'll move it like slightly there. Yeah, when it was here, I was like, yeah, I can do it. And then not quite.
Sorry. That was what your disappointed look on your face. I was like, I remember seeing your face fall when the wolf jumped onto the boat. And
I was like, no, it's so close. I had the ruler around like, no.
Oh, it wasn't intentional. It was.
So Torvald's gonna take his shield, and he's gonna take his gauntlet, and he's gonna clash his gauntlet against the shield as it reverberates, and he's gonna toll the dead on the.
All right.
There.
Toll the Dead that's a failure for Toll the Dead.
All right.
Definitely.
14 necrotic damage.
All right. Get my wolves mixed up. 14 necrotic, and what did you get with? You got.
That's it.
Was that it?
I can't attack with the weapon.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
So he just does that, and then just gonna like hold the shield up.
This wolf is very much on its last legs now. You see it sort of almost tipping to one side and then sort of righting itself again. But yes, if that's everything, you hear again this other howl echoing off out in the snow, and the snow seems to be billowing, sort of almost swirls now, and this crunch of something larger coming through from beyond this veil of snow. But you can't quite see it yet. And Ira, it's your turn.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. So Ira is going to go. That wolf is up on the boat, correct? The one near
yes.
Torvald? Great.
Yes.
She'll go ahead and just she wanted to hide and like ambush the wolves, and then they just all ran past her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not your fault. The wolves let the wolves. So she's gonna awkwardly climb back up on the boat, and then go stand on the edge near Torvald, and
You see a leaf sticking out your hair.
and then she'll just kind of lean past Torvald and try to finish the wolf off with a strike.
Okay.
And she has, let's see. That's going to be 17 to hit.
That will hit, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so she does 4, and then with Thunder Smite. Okay, so she does 10 damage, 6 of which was thunder.
This is boom.
The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away and knocked prone. The DC is 13.
Yeah, that is a 9.
Great. So it's then pushed 10 feet away, so off the boat, and is knocked prone once it falls to the ground.
So
Also,
it's,
unfortunately, that attack was audible 300 feet in our proximity. So
the sound echoes around as this dead wolf goes flying backwards and splashes into the water.
There we go.
Nice one, Ira.
And you hear this kind of from the rocks nearby, and you catch a glimpse of this tiny, almost like icicle-looking figure holding a bow, perched on the rocks.
Oh.
And it's now trained on you.
Oh.
Ira.
Is it those little tiny things?
Yes.
They're so small.
And
that's, I believe that's my turn.
okay.
Yes, that'll be my turn.
So, Aldous, you've still got this tiny little dart sticking out of you. What would
I'm
you like
going
to do?
to remove the dart from my shoulder, and then I'm going to look for the one that hit me. Probably this one right here, or that one.
Yeah. It was actually it was the first one, wasn't it? Not the second one.
Yeah. So,
So it's this one up here.
I'm gonna target it, and I'm going to use Firebolt this time. So that's 14 plus 7, so a 21.
That will hit. Yes.
Okay, so 2d10. That's 5 fire damage.
This thing looks unhappy, but it's still very much there. But yeah, it does not seem happy about the fire. It sort of shies back from the flame. Is that everything?
That's everything for me. I'm not moving.
Okay. This last wolf that was sort of circling around, it sort of pads splashing up through the water. You can see the water sort of crackling, like ice forming around its paws as it walks round, and it looks up. It looks up towards Krasara and Adair on the boat, and it opens its jaws, and you see, and this rush of icy cold air blasts out towards you as it snarls and howls at you. And I need a dexterity saving throw from both of you, please.
That is a 21.
Okay.
It can eat my butt.
With my award-winning dexterity, that would be 8.
An 8. Okay. So. So, Adair, you take 7 points of cold damage. And. Again, makes it 3. Crisara, you take 1.
Now, is that before or after adjusting for our resistance?
That's after adjustments.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, Crisara, you feel a slight cold breeze. It's barely an inconvenience, and it's you see it's snarling in your direction, sort of clawing at the rocks. And it is your turn.
Perfect. Because that lovely little jerk is perfectly within range. So I am going to charge. I'm going to jump over the side of the ship, and I want to use my bonus action to freeze the piece of water that I stand on before I attack it with my maul that's on fire.
Sounds like a very good idea. So you're standing on an iceberg wielding a burning maul.
Great, but the ball is going to be wedged in a wolf.
Yeah. This is one of the scenes I just... The visual of it leaping down off this boat.
Okay, so that is a 17, 18, 19, 20. Dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage to this butthole as I bring that maul overhanded and slam it down into its skull. With a crash of fire.
It's not dead, but it is very angry.
And round 2.
Adair, what would you like to
attacks.
do? Oh,
2 attacks.
Sorry.
Yep.
16, 17, 18. That is an 18. That's an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And I'm still using my maul. So that is a 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage.
Dang.
Eat it, wolf!
Yeah, give us... to steal a phrase. How would you like to destroy the last of these wolves? How do you like to do this?
I yank that flaming maul back up out of its skull. I jump up off of my ice perch and I bring it right back down into a huge just explosion of fire and ice all around. As dramatic as possible because I am extra.
Indeed. Adair, how would you like to follow up on this? Like the bar has been raised.
She also gets a bonus attack if she can reach anything else.
I do?
You can attack with a bonus action if you haven't used one yet, because you have Great Weapon Master.
I did use bonus action to freeze the water too.
Okay,
when
Yeah.
Can we see these little pixie things in the rocks, or would I be aware that it is there? Then
yes, you can see these darting, sparkling forms in the rocks.
As Crisara goes racing off after the wolf, I am going to go racing off towards the pixie and jump with my blade like this and come down at it.
Alright.
And that is going to be a 23 to hit.
You do indeed hit the pixie.
Come on, roll better this time.
It's very small.
That's a little better. That's going to be 10 fire damage.
Okay. Let's have another yelp and sort of bats at the flames. And you see, is that everything in there?
That's it. Yeah, that's all I got.
You see, as it sort of sets aside its short bow and pulls up this little dagger and just goes in your general direction. And that will be a critical hit. That's a natural 20.
I'm going down.
As this little tiny dagger
Going down.
is 5. That is 8 points of piercing damage.
Holy crap. Okay, thank you.
It's from a pixie.
And hang on, 4 points of cold damage halved, so that's 2 points of cold damage. It's this little icy dagger just goes, get off me!
Okay.
Alright, and the second of these little things zips through the air and sort of hovers above the boat and oh there. Sorry, I minimized zoom and thought everything had gone terribly wrong. Sorry. And sort of aims it, zips off across the boat, aims and fires at Aldous. And Aldous, that is a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. So I need another Constitution saving throw from you.
$11?
Is that total?
I rolled an 8 and I've got the plus
Okay.
3, so yeah.
As this icy arrow in the second dart sinks into you, that is you take 7 points of piercing damage. Again, no cold damage, but you feel this wave of exhaustion sweep through you. This sort of just draining the energy from you, and you take 1 level of exhaustion, which I believe disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
And it's not my fault. But yeah, it's almost like sort of the draining cold of being out too long on a winter's day, like trudging through the snow. You can, the third of these little zipping things, hovers up in the air, sort of above the end of the boat, and fires towards Torvald. Oh, the arrow zips through the air past Torvald.
I'm standing behind Torvald.
Torvald holds his shield up to block it.
just hide behind Torvald. Like, it's the safest place in the world. But yes, as it zips through the air, and Torvald, it is your turn. The wolves are dead. You've got pesky pixies now.
Pesky pixies. All right.
So Torvald's going to hold out a hand as the weapon flies back, and he's gonna kind of grab it and swing it at the pixie, and then just kind of like let go so it flies at the pixie and will attack there. It's gonna be 13 to hit.
No, it just darts out the way, like through the air, quite fast.
And then he's gonna call down a bolt of lightning right next to the pixie's head as you told the dead there.
Fast, but not wise enough. That's a 4.
Nice. All right. Ooh, that's gonna be 23 necrotic damage.
Ouch! The pixie just raises like one hand to his head, like looks at you like with these angry little eyes and mouth full of sharp, jagged icicle teeth. Not so
Come
cute
at
close
me.
up. And you hear the crunching in the snow getting closer. And you see out of the veil of the snow is a wolf, sort of even larger than the ones you fought before. This enormous wolf comes sort of padding out down the hillside.
I'll say it looks small.
Made it bigger.
It got bigger.
And seated on the back of this wolf, you see this figure dressed in rather sort of grand furs and sort of very regal-looking big fur mantle. And he sort of looks down and surveys the scene beneath him and says, "So, you're the mortals that have been causing so much trouble." And you see him sort of each time he's got a sword at his belt and this ornate icicle sort of crown topping his head. And he sort of looks down, surveys the boat beneath him, as if he's looking for someone. And you see him spot Krasara. I mean, very much, not hidden, and he raises his hand, sort of waves it in her direction. And this sort of jagged shard of ice flies from his hand directly towards Krasara. And that's I'm afraid a 27 to hit Krasara.
Barely, but it does.
And this sort of almost icicle-like spear and sinks into you. And well, that's rubbish. Highly underwhelming damage roll.
Perfect.
You take 7 points of piercing damage.
I have resistance. Well, am I still raging? Yes, I have resistance.
Yeah.
to piercing.
And you would have taken 6 points of cold damage, but
2.
you take 1 point of cold damage.
So it's 3 and 1, right?
3 and 1. So this giant shard of ice comes flying through the air, sinks into sort of Krasara's shoulder and tickles.
She just and then fire just burns it away.
Yes.
Well, seems this might be more of a fight than I'd anticipated.
So you're the prick that stole my daughter. You're going to give her back, correct?
Why No! I don't know why you want her, but no! Ira, as this is going on, it is your turn if you would like to do anything. The King of Winter has arrived on the scene. Ira?
Yes,
Ira!
sorry. I removed over Ira's movement. I'm gonna deal with the other threat. And she moved over to the back of the ship and is gonna take a stab at this pixie here.
Alright.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes it does. Yes it does.
I'll smite it, why not?
This curtain of snow drawn apart. It feels like the weather around sort of twisting and changing now. Yeah, smite the pixie.
Yeah, why not? So that's 7 piercing and 9 radiant. 16 total.
Okay, so with a sort of glittering burst of sort of radiant light, this little pixie-like creature just bursts apart into shards of ice. It's sprinkled down to the ground. We watch this glittering icy dust being carried away downstream on the river. Aldous, you are currently standing on this boat, the pixie fluttering around in the air, and you are directly between, pretty much, Krasara and the King of Winter. What would you like to do?
In Sylvan, I am going to speak to the little ice pixie and say, please cease fire.
Fire! Alright, you're trying to intimidate it here, or what's your
Yeah, we'll intimidate it.
Are you
I'm trying to get it to stop attacking me.
Okay, maybe an intimidation check. Its monarch has just arrived. So.
All right, so intimidation, that's a +4. That's a 12.
It sort of looks at you, looks at the Winter King, and you see it turn its bow down towards Adair. Away from you.
Okay.
Anything else, Aldous?
I am going to stay where I'm at. I am going to ready a jump in the way if he decides to throw something unexpected at Krasara.
Okay. That is a bold choice.
I know.
I have no idea why you want to keep my sister, but I am sick of mortals meddling in Fey matters, going from court to court, trying to wind up the others against me.
Well, you are a kidnapper.
I'm part Fey, so I'd like
No,
to be
you're not.
excluded from them.
Just
And a wizard.
Just because your mother was one of the Queen's pets does not make you part Fey. Now shut up. This is between me and this meddling woman.
Woo.
But did I get enough to give a distraction?
You are quite distracting. As this is going on, Krasara, it is background so your turn in the initiative as the king. It goes.
Oh, keep talking. Enlighten me. While I look something up.
My sister is a meddlesome annoyance. I thought I was rid of her, but no, she's seeking out meddling with mortals. And look, I pity that you fell for her schemes and her lies. Just let it go. I will handle her. And you stay in your realm. I'll stay in my realm. And I won't need to murder every one of your friends and family.
Sounds fair.
You could just give her back. If she's so meddlesome, then why do you want her? If she's such an annoyance to you, such a thorn in your side, why do you have her?
Because it is safer that she is kept in the Fae than roaming free and wild in your realm. And we promised long ago to keep our interference to a minimum. I would not like to be accused of breaking the rules by proxy.
You sort of already have. And aren't you the jackass that cursed her?
What's this? I took her powers away from her because she was dangerous.
She's not dangerous. Give her back.
No!
Please give her back.
Still no.
I said please. I take out my rod of ruling and I use it on the king, the wolf that he's riding, the horse he rode in on, and all of the pixies. DC saving throws, because I get everything in 120 feet of me.
You and the horse you rode in on.
That's right.
You and the wolf you rode in
You
on.
and the wolf you rode in on.
Okay. So what did you say the DC was on this?
15.
15. Okay. Uh-huh. Interesting. The king... you are now in the command of one pixie.
Close enough.
The king turns to look at you. And he said, well, if that is how it's going to be, if you're going to use foul demon magics on me, then there shall be no mercy. And you see as he raises his hand, you see the frost and ice wreathing around it. As he looks to you, smiles, and then points to Aldous. And this jagged shard of ice goes flying through the air towards her. Aldous, that is a 25 to hit.
It hits.
And 8, 12. That is 16 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 2 points of cold damage. The cold damage just really isn't having the impact I expected it would.
Okay, and on that moment, that hits me. I hit him with Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
All right, he needs to make a dex save of 15.
He succeeds.
Okay. Dang. Oh, hold on. I've got to remember.
Probably half damage on a
The
success.
creature must make a dex saving throw. It takes fire damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. I don't have enough d10s. Hold on just a moment.
Wait, you play Chronicles of Darkness, don't you?
They were put away. I only had my one set.
So, I was gonna say, isn't that all D10s?
I don't want those cursed dice anywhere near my nice, happy D&D. None of those that haunted emotions. And...
All right.
Ooh, Macarena.
All right. So that's 2, 4, 16, 19. Round down. That's what? 9 fire damage rounded down.
Okay.
2, 4, 16.
And he sort of... The fury that he saw in his eyes when he looked at Grassara is now transferred to you, and he goes, well, so this is her new pet. And he sort of looks up at the skies and goes, you will regret this. And as sort of the temperature drops, you feel sort of ice forming across the surface of the boat. The water, the lake freezes solid in an instant. Unfortunately, around your boots, Adair. And as sort of as the temperature plummets, as ice and snow forms around, and the king looks ready to murder everything and everyone that stands in his path. That is where we're going to finish for today.
Oh my god.
So,
Do you really think I'm just going to say, oh, she's evil? Oh, yeah, well, shit, just take her. Just take my kid. No.
If only that spell had worked when I tried to blow her back into the Fae, and someone helped her. Ira.
Yeah, but it failed, and here we are. Saving my daughter.
I didn't foresee this would be the issue.
Things have rather spiraled, but yes, join us in 2 weeks' time. Got a little bit of an extra weight on this cliffhanger, so I really need to make sure I've written down all the health of everything involved. But yes, join us in 2 weeks' time as we find out. Will they defeat winter itself?
Oh,
Yes.
well, maybe just
Yes,
this
we
one
will.
aspect.
Yes, this one fragment of winter. Yes. Can they defeat a shard of winter itself? What were the fires in the mountains? And what lies beyond the Estera in the lands of goblins, giants, and much, much worse? And yes, we will see you in the future. So, until then, do we have any announcements of other upcoming exciting things?
Oh, there's tons, isn't there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight at 8 p.m. there is a lovely one-shot going on Mindari's channel, I believe. That my daughter helped design. She's 5.
Oh,
Yes.
So
It's
that
if you need more interactions with the Fae, head over to Mandara's channel.
We have a
Yes.
Changeling game tomorrow at 2 Eastern. I think
so.
yes, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we have something in place of Haunted Chronicles. It is still part of Haunted Chronicles. On Tuesday night, we're going to be running a special one-shot. And then
yes.
Wednesday, we have Wraith, the second episode of the heart-rending, tear-jerking, life-stripping, soul-taking Wraith.
Wine
had me
making.
at stripping.
Wine making.
No. Isfjell has we've got the stripping covered. That's our new area, apparently.
Excellent.
Hey, there was a legitimate reason for it.
Yes. But yes, until then, join us on the Mextabber Discord, where if you've not been driven off by us by now, we hang around. Oh, and if anyone is looking for a game to play on Monday, well, what would count as evening GMT, I'm still looking for players for a Call of Cthulhu game that I am running a bit of a one-shot test for.
It is non-streamed.
Non-streamed. Yes. I can't say much more here, but come over to Discord and I can tell you more.
Awesome.